dfzradio.com.
Talking about the Heavy T Road Show. Knowing so much better than your show. And everybody knowing this whole show. Yeah. Talking about the Heavy T Road Show.
Yeah. No fun card tonight, people. I'm on my A game, my acquisition game. They bought one, they might buy some more.
What smells fishy over here? Something smells fishy.
Oh, I farted, and guess what I had for lunch?
Oh, no, that was that bottle of Mission Fertilizer.
Fish fillet.
Every single day.
Fish fillet.
Every single day.
Fish fillet.
Even on Tuesday,
Fish fillet. Even on Wednesday, fish fillet.
I don't even think my mic's on.
What's going on, everyone? Heavy T's Grow Show, live right here. Let me get this all said. As you all know, it's a big show for us tonight. Big show for the industry. That's right. Everyone's aware of the news that General Hydroponics was acquired by the Hawthorne Group, which is a subsidiary of Scott's Miracle-Gro. And there's a lot of speculation, a lot of concerns, questions going down. The internet is abuzz. Yeah. Hey, a little less gain in my headset, please, Saint. Anyways, we have both CEOs. One from GH, that's Ross Haley, and one from the Hawthorne Group, Chris Hagedorn. I better get that right before he comes on. Anyways, they are probably just about touching down in Long Beach right now off that G10 they flew in on. Ross's new G10. No.
He better have brought my Audi R8 V10 birthday gift.
They are coming to the studio right now. They're stuck in a little LA traffic. We should have them here hopefully within the next half hour, and you're going to be able to call and voice your concerns, ask your questions. Make sure you have them ready. The number is going to be 562-653-0707. We will open those up when the time is right. Okay, and let's see. We will be taking some general gardening questions, not as many as usual. Probably a couple here before the guys get here. But anyways, let me introduce my co-host at the end of the table. The man is on his best behavior tonight, guaranteed.
That's right, A game.
That's right.
A stands for acquisition.
Acquisition what?
I was going to wear a suit.
What are you going to sell them, some pantyhose?
I'm selling them a fucking couple patents, dude. The fresh ones, too. They got a good 18 years left on them. What you trying to get into?
Jeez Louise. Anyways, welcome tonight, Horty Chris. I know that you've been in the middle of a lot of the debates going on. You're going to help me settle it with these guys tonight, right?
Yes, I am. I mean, I've been, sticking up for GH on all these stupid forum things because all this misinformation, like we talked about a little bit last week, like people being like, Monsanto just bought GH, oh, Monsanto, this, Monsanto, that, the devil, blah, blah, blah. And I've just been sticking up for him because, you know, the owner started the company almost 40 years ago, and if he wants to retire and sell his company to further the legacy of his family, I think he has that right. I think that a lot of people try to find negative in the situation where they don't really see the positive, that this legitimizes a lot of people's struggle and a lot of people taking risks throughout history. I mean, 9 years ago, I quit growing at the time when I released my first product and ran magazines and ads because I was like, what if I get caught growing and I have this company and I end up going to prison on some RICO statute? So a lot of us took the straight and narrow just to try to have this opportunity. And
not many people have made that point that a larger company like this having the backing in the industry probably means the federal government isn't going to go after the company selling hydro
that's what I'm thinking. If they do, they better go after Scott's before they come after us. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know, I can't wait to get them in here and ask, why Scott's, took out the Fukushima power plant because according to the internet, they're pretty much responsible for the decline of civilization.
Well, and they're the ones that made those birdseed bombs that blew up the 9/11 trade towers and shit too. But
That's probably killing all the bees in the world.
I also just
too.
want to say thank you to General Hydroponics, our sponsor, and my friends. And I have used GH3 part for a very, very long time. It's my go-to nutrient for this beautiful bottle of Fireball for my birthday, which includes a shot glass. And I have some
drink
of these
straight
shot
out of the
glasses.
bottle
I
here.
know, but I collect these Fireball shot glasses, and so I'm just wondering if this is one that I do not have yet, and I'm going to find out right now. Open
Find
this
out,
like a
see what's
Christmas
up.
gift.
Yes, what's in there? Oh, it's a shot glass. We already know, and it has a picture too.
Oh, it's
plastic,
the bee,
too.
which I did not have, and it is metal, and it has a raised Fireball dragon on it. That's pretty fucking sweet. And you know what the B stands for?
Ballin'.
Ballin'!
Oh, my fucking eardrums.
Yes. We have no mic control. If this is the first show you've listened to, it's going to be a dandy. Okay, Dr. Duff is also here. Hey, Dr. Duff, welcome.
What's up, man?
You're the comedy relief. You're not going to be very comedic tonight because we're kicking you out of the studio as soon as
That's
the boys
right.
get here. So
Because it's a game.
let's give you a chance to pitch your newest product to the folks at the Hawthorne Group. Go ahead.
Hey, Dr. Duff Man here. I got a very important product that goes for anything the Hawthorne Group is selling. It's called Forgive. You just, you've been in the garden and you've been mixing your stuff and you're like a little wasted and you're like, man, oh crap, did I just put that A or was that B?
Are you drunk
Or that-
already?
See, exactly. And then if you do that, you need a little Forgive. You just put it up in your reservoir, 5 mils a gallon. Bam, back to zero. Remix everything up. Don't waste water. You're in California. It's a drought. Get the Forgive. Hey, Hawthorne Group, get the Forgive now. It's selling for a little.
That's horrible.
$100.
Dr. Duff, this is the one you should have done. Hit it.
I guess I'm better.
Hey, Hawthorne Group. Looking for new products to carry in your new indoor garden line? Well, check it out, brother. You're familiar with the Miracle Grow. That's right, that reddish blue powder you put on your lawn and vegetable garden outside. Well, I got a yellow-red powder. It's the Miracle Grow. That's right, it's more of a miracle. It's for your specialty garden.
Duff's got a better one.
No, you don't.
Yes.
Go ahead. I'll cut him off. Turn off his mic. I'm done.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah. Anyways, let's go to the industry, okay? Let's talk with our buddy James. Now, James is a big dude in the industry, does a lot of consultation. He owns a couple stores in Oregon, and he's passionate about growing pretty much more than any other person I know. Very intense dude when it comes to growing. He's no nonsense. So let's welcome James from Samurai Garden in Oregon. James, welcome to the show.
What's up, fellas? How we doing?
What's up, brother? Now, I know you know everything that's going on, and you've seen a lot of the debate going on around the internet. I want to get what a store owner's take is on this whole situation, or just your personal opinion of what's going on.
Well, from the store owner's perspective, it's a little intimidating.
Hey, James, real quick, hey, can you take us off speaker, man? We're getting a little buzz.
Oh, my bad. Yes. How's that, fellas? Better?
You're way better.
Okay, so from the store owner's perspective, it is a little intimidating. The irony about one of my two stores is that it's literally right down the road from Home Depot. And when I say right down the road, we're less than probably 400 yards away.
Oh, shit.
So when we're dealing with, entities that have absorbed some of our, our industry staples, and they potentially have the opportunity to be in a big box store, it definitely appreciates the value of what I'm offering at my retail hydro store with specialty knowledge. So it's a little intimidating and definitely aggravating.
Right. Do you, we talked in depth a little bit about this and stuff. As a retail store owner, are you still someone that will stand behind the GH products and carry the GH products? I've seen some store owners saying that they're going to liquidate them, this or that, which I think is ridiculous. I sell everything that a customer wants, first off.
Even lines you don't even want to carry.
Yeah. Advanced nutrients.
So,
Anyways.
my answer to that as a consultant, so, I do some big work consulting. Like, we're actually right here in Denver right now, Colorado. It's going to be
Free state of Colorado, woo-woo.
this weekend.
Cool.
Yeah. So, from a consulting's perspective or even like a store owner's perspective, I don't like to change up what my customer's doing too much. So if they are really stuck on a nutrient line or even a soil, for example, I'm probably going to try to just allow them the luxury of knowledge to help them with what they're doing around what they're doing. But if somebody's going to ask me, would you recommend this, that, or the other thing? At this point in time, as a store owner, and with what's going on in the industry, I'm likely to offer a different nutrient line like Mills or maybe Cutting Edge to a potential GH customer or GH customer that is standing right now.
Now,
So can I ask a question of you on that one, James?
Go ahead, dude.
Absolutely, man.
So this is a preemptive, I know that they're going to fuck this all up for everybody, so I'm going to just start chipping away at them now thing? Or, I mean, how do we know that they aren't going to have, like, minimum map pricing in the big box stores? Maybe they won't be selling gallons in the big box store. Maybe it'll be a little package that contains smaller bottles of the 3-part that you can get for, like, $30 or something to make it price point selective. I mean, I would say that if you hear them come on tonight and be like, yeah, we can't wait to be selling 55-gallon totes for $3 a piece at Home Depot and fucking all the stores over, then at that point I'd probably be like, okay, well then fuck you guys. But it almost seems like everyone's formed an opinion of what's going to happen with the distribution of GH without hearing it from their mouth first.
Well, I believe it was last May.
And no disrespect to you either. I'm just playing devil's advocate on this one.
Before the Hawthorne Group was made.
And everyone should, absolutely. I mean, there's two sides to every story. Ultimately, I think the underlying or potential undercurrent theme here is the relationship between Hawthorne and Scott's and then a much larger entity above them and some of the products they proliferate in the big box stores and in our industry. And at our dollars, as an industry that always has been kind of old school or hold by a different code of ethics, is funding that side of the system too. Some of us are going to have issues with that. That's all.
So you're looking at the larger picture of where's every cent, if they're profitable on this and not so profitable on something else, or where's that money going to be spent? That's a great question. I can't wait to get them in here to ask them if this is a chance that they're turning the page. They put out a couple press releases and interviews in some business journals like the Wall Street Journal, Business First, the Columbus Business First journal that have said, we realize the organic movement, the whole food movement, all these movements are turning away from everyone having a suburban lawn, and including the water crisis now that is not just California, it's the entire fucking world. If you don't believe me, India, China, and them, those fools are running out of water quicker than anyone. But regardless, is it a turning the page type of move that there is altruistic intentions to keep this niche, to keep this where it's at? Or is this something that is just being done to increase the stock price, satisfy investors, something like that? They're a public company now, and public companies are legally bound to fulfill, or not fulfill, but have the interest of their shareholders and not the consumers. So, you know what? I'm interested to hear what both Chris and Ross have to say about the whole thing. And I'm going to reserve judgment on the whole deal until I hear it from the horse's mouth. And then at that point, it's only time that is really going to tell if those intentions are being fulfilled or those goals being fulfilled. And we're going to see.
1,000,000%.
Yeah. And just to clarify something, just so that everybody knows, you can do the research yourself if you want, but I did. But when we talk about Hawthorne or GH is owned by Hawthorne Group, which is a subsidy of Scott's Miracle Grow, and then you want to go and say which is owned by a bigger, meaner, eviler company. Not true. Not they're not. They're bigger than the big, evil, mean company.
No, James knows. He didn't say own. I think
other people out there are like
Monsanto.
Monsanto doesn't own Scott's.
They do distribute Roundup to the big box stores.
That's right.
But also
they have a consumer version of Roundup that is. And, you can think of it this way, too. With Scott's selling Roundup, yeah, Roundup may be bad for us. It's a lot of people believe that it's the cause of all our problems with our food system now. But Scott's isn't selling it to you, telling you to spray it on your vegetables and foods that you eat. They're selling it to lazy people like our parents who don't like those ugly weeds shooting up through the cracks in their driveway. And even though that may not give it any less justification to use it, I'm just saying they're not selling you glyphosate to spray on your food.
James, I know that hold on, James. I know you're very passionate about this. Even for use of that product in those terms, what does that do to the structure of the soil, the surrounding areas, in your opinion?
All right, look, let's talk about glyphosate for a quick moment. And right now, I want to come out and say, look, I have done a very good job in my life with blue-collar experiences and being hands-on. I surround myself with people far smarter than myself. Typically, they hold degrees, pH.
Wait, are you hanging out with the Mills guys? Just kidding.
No, so
Chris is right there.
here's the thing.
Let's say, fuck you, brother.
What I've learned through my experiences in large-scale ag, so understand I come from a lot of different perspectives, from dairy manure lagoon treatment to mortality compost piles, which means dead body compost piles, animals, of course, to crop production, crop residue programs out in the field, to indoor cultivation, warehouses, greenhouses, blah, blah, blah. What I do know about glyphosate is that glyphosate is the active ingredient in a lot of your weed killers. Glyphosate ties up nitrogen, which then allows these same typical companies that produce this product to kill our weeds to then advise their growers to use more nitrogen. Well, we know nitrogen can be a very polluting substance depending on the form. So
Right.
you use glyphosate on your fields, you have to use more nitrogen because glyphosate ties it up in the soil. It also destroys the soil structure. So without biology to counterbalance all that shit, you have issues. Therefore, you kill your weeds with a product, you add more nitrogen to counterbalance the side effect. Next year, you do the same fucking thing. For how many fucking years? We got century farms that have been doing this shit, destroying their soil because they're not adding back the biology to remediate or deal with some of these issues, yet the companies that produce the glyphosate are also selling that nitrogen to the same people.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't think that it was that the glyphosate was a way for them to creatively find a reason to sell more nitrogen to people. But I'm just speaking on behalf of what people say about the Scott's Miracle Grow group, that they're not selling you glyphosate to coat your whole yard and ruin your soil. It's just for spot treatment of weeds and things like that.
2006, there was a press release that came out that they said they were looking to go for more organic alternatives, that they realized the organic gardener is going to become more prevalent. And in a capitalistic society, it's up to consumers to stop those consuming habits.
Right.
Not for the company that's trying to make money, not to make money on it. You know, we put an emphasis on the almighty dollar and making money. If people don't want it to be used, they should stop purchasing it. And, you know, there's a lot of research and stuff coming out that could push people to go that way. But our own vanity tends to have people still use these type of products on their own. Basically. They have to actually go to the store and purchase it. Now, it's a lot different when big-scale ag companies like the Monsantos create a GMO and make Roundup and spray it on all of our food without labeling it, without letting us know it's on it, and we're consuming it and putting it in our bodies unknowingly for a lot of the uneducated or less educated people about the food sources. So there's a big difference in that, to me, is that the consumer is perpetuating it, not the company. But, you know, we're going to find out tonight, and I'm going to talk to him all about all the great points you brought up for us, James.
Thank you, fellas. I appreciate the opportunity. And, you know, I want to make sure everybody understands that I consult with conventional farmers, which are purely synthetic. I deal with sustainable farmers that use the best of both worlds. And I also deal with an organic farm. And I'm also chief farm operations manager for an Oregon Till certified farm. So trust me when I say I understand all the aspects of the industry. There are necessary evils, but we can do a lot to mitigate that.
Right on, James.
I believe you. And, hey, James, by the way, you know what this weekend is in Denver, right?
Getting it on, brother.
It's Hortipocalypse 2015.
Oh, shit.
The crews have named it Hortipocalypse 2015. This weekend, people are flying in from all over to party with His Royal Highness,
Thanks
Mr.
for the
Horty
invitation.
Chris.
His Royal Highness.
That's right.
Dude, I got rack stack. Let's fucking do this.
All right, hey, Ritz-Carlton player all weekend. That's where we're at.
James, trust me, there's going to be racks of things being racked up, but no stacks. That's all that. The capital of Denver, or the capital of Colorado, is called Denver, Peru.
Winning.
James, if someone wants to talk to you personally or come to your store and learn more about the way that you teach people how to farm and garden, give yourself a plug, dude. What's up with Samurai Garden?
You can hit us up at samuraigrowersupply.com. You can also hit me up at James at santamorganics.com. I'm also an official Mills brand ambassador. You can hit me up at James at millsnutrients.com. Either way, reach out to me. There's also my ag firm that does all the consulting and the brokering of big work stuff, products that is, savantplanttech.com. So I got a lot of ways people can get a hold of me.
All right, you're in Denver now, and I know you're back and forth from Oregon to Denver. Try to get down to SoCal, get into the studio, and let's talk some of that organic farming with our listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's fucking do this, brothers. Thank you very much.
All right, stay safe in Colorado, literally. Yeah. All right, that was James with the take. Some good points. Some
Absolutely.
good points. And one thing that I don't want this conversation, and it is a conversation. It's a dialogue we're going to have tonight. It's not going to be a monologue where you get to call in and scream. Call in, ask your questions, your concerns, whatever. The guys from the GH and Hawthorne are going to talk back with you and, maybe alleviate some of those concerns and stuff. But this is not going to be a monologue. It's going to be a legitimate conversation. And I don't want it to devolve into something about, just hating on something or this or that. It should be a conversation, and that's the way I'm going to have it tonight. So when you call in, of course, be respectful. I should have said that off the beginning. All right. What are you pointing at? What charger?
For that, with the computer.
It's plugged in.
With it. Yeah. Well, it's not. There you go.
It's plugged in, dog.
Yeah.
Why are you worried about my fucking charger in the middle of
Because
the
you're
show?
fucking with a wire, and
you can see the apple turning on and off on the back of it.
So it's actually in the outlet. Actually.
Let's take a general gardening question from our friend Doug in Connecticut. He's using an organic fertilizer line. Doug in Connecticut, what's growing on? Doug.
Not Doug, it's Garth.
Garth?
Yeah.
Okay, Garth, what's up, dog?
What's going on, fellas? First of all, let me say, fucking love what you guys do. I almost feel bad for taking the time because you guys got a huge show going on tonight. But just a quick organics question. Are most organics, like my Mission fertilizer, mild enough to use with every water in?
Depends.
If you mix it mild.
Yeah, the super concentrated ones, Mission is concentrated to give you the most out of their bottles. That Crazy Swell, for instance, is something like 4 times as concentrated as the Bud Swell is. And if you have a soil that already is mixed with a bunch of amendments, you don't want to be using it each and every time because it can build up. And it may not be toxic right away, but those organics buildup can definitely screw up the biology and also the pH of your grow medium. But once it starts decomposing at a rapid pace, you could get toxic at that point. So if you overdo it, you may not see it the next day. It's not like hydroponics where boom, 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 everything happens real quick. You can make everything real nice real quick. You can make everything real ugly real quick. And you're responsible 100% for everything that you put into that water, right? With the Mission, because you're using it with the soil, and Mission is only made to be used with soil, not with cocoa, not in hydro. Use it with that soil mix. I would be using it probably feed, where I put it in my water, give it to my plant, then water as it needs, okay? You don't want to overwater as well. You got to let that soil dry out in between waterings. And then if the plant is talking to you in a way, like if it's getting a lighter color a little bit and stuff, it's telling you, hey, I need a little bit more food. I'm breaking down everything in the soil. And, here comes the guy, Vinny. Fucking Vinny in the studio, I forgot.
Check out that
But
pastel color.
you understand what
shirt.
I mean?
Yeah.
You got it, Doug? Yeah, so feed water. If the plant's lightening in color a little bit, go feed water, okay? If it's dark, lush green, keep on that schedule. Don't be thinking more is better. The biggest mistake most growers, home growers do is overfeeding and overwatering, thinking more is better. That's not always the case.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, tell us where you shop, Garth.
Mr. Nice Guy.
Mr. Nice Guy. Let's send him some of that Crazy Swell. Crazy! Hey, Vinny, you're fucking up my sound effects on my show. My sound guy needs to push the button when I'm giving away stuff. All right, there we go. Yeah. I'm going to send him some Crazy Swell because we're going to get crazy. I know, and he's got a pink shirt on.
Yeah, you know.
I'm also going to send you some Smart Pots, the only fabric pot that Heavy T and the crew mess with here. It's a patented fabric pot. You've seen a lot of knockoffs, but those Smart Pots are the real deal Holyfield. And then for your smaller gardens indoors, even large gardens, you got to think about CO2. CO2 is one of the critical elements for photosynthesis. If everything else is firing on all cylinders, you add more CO2, you can get more cell division, you can get larger fruit, larger flowers. Green Pad CO2 is a great way to get that CO2 into your grow room. Hang them up, give them a squirt. CO2 is going to rain down. Sending that along with the Crazy Swell and the Smart Pots, Garth.
Nice. Thanks, guys.
All right, brother. Thanks for calling in.
Take care.
All right, and that brings us to our first safety meeting. 562-653-0707 is the phone number. We're going to come back with editor-in-chief from Garden Culture magazine to hear his take on the Hawthorne-GH merger over here. It's Heavy T's Grow Show, DFCRadio.com.
Heavy medicine. You see my eyes are feeling red again. I'm bringing light like Thomas Funky Edison. Been in the desert for 47 days. Purple haze, the poison that it tastes that never change. Turn up the woofers so I can feel the beat vibrate. My belly like a bomb in harmony. Summer heat, my back is sticking to me to the seat. Bare feet, tank top, and shorts is all you need. But summer breeze, I'm feeling kinda fine. I'm rolling with my shorty all the time. Wine and grind, lovely, shake your behind. Cinnamon skin be bringing sin to my...
DFCRadio.com.
What's up, everybody? You're listening to the Heavy T Grow Show. La, 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 la.
From Manila to Mendo, Santiago to San Diego, the war rages on. Everywhere gardeners struggle against the chains of tyranny, growers fight for their inalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of higher yields. Voices around the world are raised in a chorus exclaiming, "No more! No more weak potting soils! No more trying to grow plants in a soil that doesn't have enough nutrients to sustain life." The people are rising up and demanding Sanctuary Soil's Victory Brand Superior Garden Mix. Victory Garden Mix, a blend of the best composted forest humus, peat moss, and perlite. Victory Garden Mix, teeming with worm castings, humic shale ore, fish, shrimp, crab, and kelp meal. Victory Garden Mix, rich with dolomite and gypsum lime, glacial rock dust, oyster shell, and azomite. The people cry out in unison, proclaiming, "We demand the freedom to grow the best plants possible in the best soil available." Sanctuary Soil is answering your call, freeing you from the shackles of inferior soils. Sanctuary Soil's Victory Brand Superior Garden Mix, the best, highest quality planting mix available anywhere, is now available to you by the bag or by the truckload. For more information, contact your local hydroponics store or go online to sanctuarysoil.com. Sanctuary Soil's Victory Brand Superior Garden Mix, because together we can grow it.
He is freaking awesome.
Practicing Kung Fu.
Oh, Daniel-san, you must know how to use CO2 in your garden.
How do we do it?
You go to greenpadco2.com to check out the Green Pad and Green Pad Junior.
Oh, yeah. Green Pod.
More CO2 will bring you peace and tranquility to your life and to your garden.
Captain, Green Pod.
Green Pad and Green Pad Junior.
Junior. Green
Is
Pod.
it right?
Go now.
You buy now or forever you will be sad.
Or forever suffer garden.
Oh, Confucius say those who don't use green pad are stupid asshole.
Oh, stupid asshole.
Confucius say more CO2 is better in your garden. Daniel-san.
Oh, Confucius always say 30-50% for humidity.
Oh, try Green Pad and Green Pad Junior at greenpadco2.com.
Monsanto repoed my hydro store.
Botanicare is proud to introduce a revolutionary 3-part nutrient system that is the culmination of over 15 years of research and development. The Kind Plant Nutrient System. Designed by leading plant physiologists, this is the most versatile, effective, yet easy-to-use plant nutrient system ever created. It all starts with Kind Base. Kind Base contains nitrogen and calcium, but no trace minerals, magnesium, or sulfur. By placing those nutrients in the Grow and Bloom formulas, you have greater control over how your plants grow in your medium of choice. Using coco coir or RO water, just add more base to increase calcium levels. Growing in clay pebbles or rock wool, then just reduce the amount of base to ensure the proper calcium level. It's that easy. Kind Grow contains trace minerals and a proprietary blend of all natural ingredients to help maximize root growth, reduce internodal spacing, and create a lush canopy. Kind Bloom was formulated with the optimum phosphorus to potassium ratio. Your plants will have healthy branch and stalk development, accelerated flower set, and increased yields. Kind Bloom also contains magnesium to help improve photosynthetic efficiency, which is critical in accelerated growth environments. To put it more simply, Botanicare's Kind nutrient system is the only nutrient system that is fully customizable to your kind of plants and medium. Botanicare Kind Base, Grow, and Bloom. Fully customizable. Any plant, any medium. For more information, go to botanicare.com. Botanicare Kind. Make it your kind.
Heavy Tea loads us up every Wednesday night.
And now, a grow tip with Heavy Tea. When selecting a hydroponic nutrient in my garden, I like to go with a two-part. I also like to use something that's nice and clean, not with a lot of organics in it. That's why I choose Hydroponic Bloom A and B for my flowering plants. It has all the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, including magnesium and calcium, along with all the essential micronutrients that are needed for plants to be healthy and vigorous. They've been around for a long time, and they're easy to use in any grow medium. Check them out at hydrodynamicsintl.com to learn more.
For more grow tips, go to dfcradio.com.
dfcradio.com.
Tonight's theme, GH and Hawthorne. What's going on with that? A lot of people calling in. We're going to open up some more phone lines once the guys get into studio. So we have some people that want to voice their questions. We have some spots for them. I'm Heavy T, and GH ain't the only one that's trying to sell and get more out of the world, out of their products. In fact, our very own Dr. Dove has some Dove products that are for sale or acquisition. Go ahead, Dove.
Yes, Dr. Dove Man here. And I got the best product out there. It's Miraculous Grow.
I just did that one.
There's no miracles in my grow. You did miracles.
Miracler.
I did miracle less. Because I don't need a miracle for this grow, bro. You just use this
He
crap.
doesn't believe in miracles. He's agnostic.
I don't go to the damn churches and believe in this fairy tale Santa Claus person. No, I don't. I just go and make this miracle-less grow for you, the people. The people that are the consumers that want organic, fresh, consumable stuff that's fresh and won't give you any of that nookie, cancer shit.
Some good old socialistic hippie
No,
fertilizer.
man. This
Human
shit's
manure.
straight from the organic swellings of my balls.
What?
Yeah, I have a lot of swelling. And my earlobe. Look, it's really swollen.
Okay. Turn him off.
I'm going to puss it out soon.
Turn off his mic, too. How come every time that he doesn't know what to say, he just starts cussing and gets vulgar?
Same reason why little kids, whenever they don't get their way, just start crying and doing stuff. It's just really
Duff
simple.
almost started crying last week. Did you see him out there?
No.
When we were talking about the store, and I was like, you quit. He's like, oh, you quit.
Oh, yeah, them's fighting words.
Oh, man. Duff used to be part of the industry, but he quit just before the boom.
Just before the boom. The day someone found gold in those hills, he hiked out of there. Went back to New York, shoveling manure on the streets in Manhattan.
Kick somebody right now.
Okay. Yeah, we are talking General Hydroponics,
I'm out of here.
Hawthorne Group. The CEOs are en route, but until they get here, I want to get some more industry take on it.
They probably had to shut down the freeway to let their limos through, like the president's coming.
Let's talk with Eric. Eric is the editor-in-chief of Garden Culture magazine. Eric, how you doing tonight?
Hey guys, I'm doing good.
Go ahead and
Eric,
tell us your last name.
favorite Canadian.
Tell us your last name because I always say it wrong.
Where's my fucking shit?
Coulomb.
Coulomb. Yes. Duff, stop yelling. We can hear you in the background. The other mics are on.
Yeah.
Just stop. Stop, Duff.
So yeah, exciting times.
It is exciting, and I'm glad that you decided to participate in tonight's show because you are an industry leader. You've been in the industry since when, the 90s?
I
don't know. I used to work for something that sells something. Now I sell something else. You know?
No, not the 90s. The 2000s.
You know, it's been snowing a lot up here in Canada, and I haven't had a chance to talk to many people.
I haven't been outside in years. I don't even know what year it is right now. I'm just waiting for the snow to melt.
People come to me.
Almost.
People come to me.
Yeah.
So I know you're up late, but dude, you write some of the most, or you have yourself and the writers at Garden Culture informative, best articles that I've read as far as concerning the hydroponic industry, concerning the sustainable indoor growing community, all these things. So, you know, a lot of people, including myself, value your opinion on this. What do you think of the state of the industry after this? Where's it going? And about the acquisition in itself?
Yeah, well, I mean, I have only more questions, but I suppose I have some opinion because I don't know what's going to happen. It's really a big something to swallow. I don't know. This is a gigantic company getting involved in what's otherwise been a very niche industry, and something that we personalized. I think we are almost afraid of this giant company. What's going to happen? And I don't know what's going to happen. And I know why a lot of people are afraid or aren't. It's not going down well with them. But the more I think about it, the more I try. I try to look at the positive side of it. Hawthorne is not Scots, but of course it is. It was only created in October, but it was, I think, created as an offshoot of Scots to do something different. I think it's better. I don't know if it's like amazing or and the Chris, who will be coming in, who runs the company, it's about urban farming and urban gardening, and I hope it stays away from the GMO world and other things like that, like the bad chemicals, and can stay grassroots. But it takes big companies sometimes to make big changes, and if it's positive, then it's positive.
Let me ask you a question, Eric. You've been in it a long time. Is not a big company like the Hawthorne Group, and yeah, they're new, but they are a subsidiary of Scott's Miracle-Gro, and they've got those big bucks behind them. Acquiring a niche company for $130 million,
that number sounds nice.
That tells me something about where the entire industry is going, that they jump in, that they are foreseeing a huge increase in the industry where now it's profitable for them. They don't go after little tiny niche industries unless they know they're going to become big mainstream industries. And I think that we're in the middle of a green rush with states that are continuing to be more forgiving and basically make things legal for people to grow marijuana, and as the millennials get more into gardening and stuff, they're not into a big suburban lawn that you spray with a bunch of chemicals. They're probably into a smaller setup, a more eco-friendly setup. A lot of the millennials are into minimalization. So, I see the hydro industry in itself as growing. Now, is everyone going to be able to grow with it? I don't know. There's a lot of people that are comfortable where they're at, and they fear change. So I think when they fear change, it's their status quo. Am I going to be able to send my kids to college? Am I going to be able to pay my rent or my mortgage, pay health insurance, all this stuff as a self-employed person? So all that comes into question about where's the industry going now, and it scares a lot of people because it changes the status quo. So, I see that, but I think it's gonna continue to grow for the people that can adapt and change with it. I'm very interested to hear from Chris and Ross if they're going to continue the exclusive markets of the hobbyists or the smaller garden centers, or if they're going to go into the three main retailers that Scotts deals with, which are Walmart, Lowe's, and Home Depot. It's going to be a very interesting conversation, so I'll make sure to ask them that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to say no.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
I bet on that. But, and because I don't think that's what they're after. I think that the acquisition is to grow within this market, and that they see this market as a growing market, particularly the medical marijuana one. I mean, we're still, I think, on the fringe. If the entire country goes recreational, it's years and years of growth, and especially for all these micro and small gardeners. And that's still, I think, in Hawthorne's bigger view, which is what gets me excited, is the bigger view. That's still peanuts compared to the tens of millions of people that could be growing food at home in just as small gardens. And I think that's the future, and that's where companies that I don't particularly love have the ability, I think, to bring it mainstream. And you see, I was doing some research, recently trying to get my opinion on all this, because I'm not, I try to form it instead of just have it, I think. And so I did some research. I know Walmart. I hate Walmart. I don't like Walmart. But Walmart, in the quest to
That's funny.
have a better image,
Canada's
or
favorite
to
store.
Jump on bandwagons. They spent $3 billion with 1 million farmers, small and medium-sized farmers in the last year, supporting local farming in Walmart. I mean, but so Walmart's still bad, but that's good. So whoever started that for Walmart is good, and they're doing good things. And I think, and I hope, and where I'm going to try to influence is Chris and Ross, and particularly Hawthorne, and that they have a focus that remembers that all these people built this industry, and I believe that they're going to respect that. And no one at GH is changing. Ross is the super cool guy who is respects people, and money is money, and he got a big check, and good for him. I'm so happy, for that. He's my friend.
Eric, as someone that's been in the industry for as long as you have, and myself as well, Horty as well, it's been a counterculture type of industry. There's stores that have had multiple bank accounts shut down across the country because of the word hydroponics in their name. Certain banks won't open up their accounts, even though they're legitimate gardening centers. They're not a dispensary or something, but people have the connotation of hydroponics equals marijuana every single time, especially if they don't know. And a lot of people have taken offense to this and feel they have to educate the people now. Is a company like this coming into the fray not giving the industry that legitimacy that we've wanted for so long?
Especially on the marijuana side, because honestly, I suppose that in a lot of ways, hydroponics does mean marijuana, and
well, the best marijuana is grown hydroponics.
That's right.
Either way, a shop called ABC.
Mitch is like, here's the deal.
Big checks to the banks. That really makes banks nervous, and it has because American culture hasn't accepted marijuana as being okay, and groups like Scott's or Hawthorne getting involved and saying, not only do we say, oh, it's okay. No, we actually own the company. That's the biggest one and the most known one in the. Yeah, it legitimizes it, and it also puts a pressure with their lobby groups. So far, they probably haven't done too much for me ethically, but right now they may start to. So again, it's what can they do to help, change their image by growing this Hawthorne group and doing things that are good. And I think Hawthorne Group is good.
Well,
maybe not so much, I don't like bad bird food and stuff like this, and I understand they've made mistakes. And you run the $3 billion company, and
DFC Radio isn't that much. I don't know.
And we still make mistakes, and we're not $3
halo
billion
over your head.
We're like
what I mean?
we're like $300 company, and we still make mistakes. So imagine
what I mean?
a $3 billion company is going to make some bad mistakes,
and there's going to be a lot bigger.
And there will be bigger mistakes as companies get bigger. But another thing I wanted to say is that the whole thing about people are starting to grow their own food at home. I think that people who never considered growing their own food, as we've heard from Ron Finley in the past, once they actually plant a garden and start to harvest the fruits of their labor, pun intended, I think that it excites something in the human, because let's face it, we're hunter-gatherers who became cultivators, so it's rewarding, and it's something that our ancestors did for many, many, many years. And I think that it's cyclical in that back in the 40s and 50s and 60s, a lot of people grew their own food and canned stuff for the winter. I mean, I had my aunt show me how to can food. She had learned from my grandmother. No one else in the family cares to know about that, but I was interested, so she gave me the rundown on it. And I think that what you see now is that maybe they realize that people are going to start planting their own garden in the backyard, and people are going to go back to growing their own fresh fruits and vegetables and herbs. And so maybe they see this as an opportunity to push this hydroponic method. As we know, hydroponics uses a lot less water.
No weeds, no dirt, no mess.
Yeah, no weeds, no dirt, no mess. So maybe that they realize that the future of backyard gardens is going to end up being hydroponically planted gardens. And but it's everyone's quick to judge. And I know that we all come from an industry where forever we just wanted to be legitimate, and people wanted it to be legitimate, and everyone's tired of looking over their back to make sure that the government's not going to do some Operation Green Merchant bullshit again. And now when you have something like this happen, to me it's like a relief. Like, okay, somebody really believes in what all of us collectively have built, whether it's from the renegade pot farmer all the way up to the man who invented the first 3-part hydroponic nutrient that became the most popular one in the market.
The most imitated as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely a change. There's changes in the air, but for me, I think that it can go extremely well or incredibly wrong. It's all up to the people in charge. So we're going to talk to those guys tonight, get their take on all of it. Make sure that you have your phone ready to dial 562-653-0707. What I would like to see, Eric, is everyone thinks they're going to be left behind. They're too small to be in this game now, or that once these big guys are in it, they don't have the purchasing power of the large big box stores, so why would they even deal with it? I would really like the way that Larry, Ross, David, all the people at GH and the way they've done business over the last 38 years, to see that model continue and actually bring up all the little guys with them, because we all have had a stake in this industry for the last 15, 20 years, and I think a lot of people are just scared that's not going to happen, that they're going to be left behind. So we're going to find out tonight exactly what's going on, what the long-term plans is. Try to get the details of the deal too, because I'm not exactly sure. I talked with Matthew at GH, and he said not one thing's going to change at the GH facilities,
except for there'll be a lot of newer, nicer cars in the parking lot.
That's a good one, player.
They're already nice, the cars.
That's right. But they're going to be newer and nicer.
So, Eric, we could talk about this all night. Well, we are going to talk about it all night. But what's up with garden culture, dude? Like, I can barely get my hands on them. They're selling out so quick at the distribution centers. I order as many as I can, get them down here. I know I send them out to the people that win prizes on the show. You must be killing it over there that this thing is that much in demand. What's going on in the next issue of Garden Culture?
Very, very nice of you to say. We only print 4 times a year, so they do disappear. That's for sure. I have all sorts of things coming out right now. We're working on the next UK edition, which I did a survey of 100 shops in the UK, where I sat down and asked 15 questions about their business and really got a good handle on what's going on over there. And
anything that sticks out in your mind that was real surprising with that?
A lot of things. Yeah, I guess all in all, it's a lot. It's a lot. I wrote 4,000 words on it in the write-up. It's 10 pages long. I mean, there's a lot of information. Yeah,
sounds like a long read.
It's a good read. My wife actually said it was good, so I believe her because she tells me everything I read.
Well, she's trapped in your house by snow. She can't go anywhere.
I'm really happy with it. No, I mean, if you're interested in the market there and you're a shop there and you get this issue, you're going to want to read it, because it's the opinions of the shop owners. It's not and I asked 100 good shops out of 400, so it's a good survey. It's going to be really indicative of what's to come, because it's opinion. So it's a way of seeing into the future if you know how to read it properly. Anyway, really interesting stuff, and to see which product came in first, which products are the biggest sellers. I saw a couple of big surprises, and then some obvious ones if you're from there, and why, why, and then the biggest myth, which I guess came out, is that the UK growers kind of have a reputation of being cheap, and it's not true. They spend money on stuff that works. All the big winners were brand name products.
They save so much on not getting their teeth fixed. I'm sure they got plenty of disposable income.
I think that's all done. I think that's all finished now. I think now they have
dentists over there now. Yeah, orthodontists too, right?
So we're working on that, and just good stories about gardening, and I still write about, and still have a very strong anti-GMO stance. So we're still going to write about stuff that Monsanto does that I don't like, and make sure people know about it so they can make proper decisions, which comes to everything, Scots and everything. That people need to make their own decisions and not necessarily blame companies for everything. They can blame for some things and government for some things, but they got to take responsibility and
Here.
Yeah, so that's the sort of thing we're writing about,
So
anyway, it's just getting better. We're getting really better received, it's getting more popular, and we're having.
One last question, Eric. How many dabs did you take before you called in, brother? Yeah, you sound super safe, playa.
I don't dab.
Yeah, he
myself.
fucked that butane soup and those dab tarts.
Oh, Rosentec, bro.
I don't dab. I'm against dabbing. My lungs don't like it. But it's just late. We got kids and all, and I was putting the kids to bed before you called. What can I tell you?
All right. Well, hey, hopefully the guys get here pretty soon. But we're gonna have both Ross and Chris on with some of the other GH in studio. So stay up late and tune in. Take a picture, write it down, tell a friend.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Eric, Michigan man, we'll see you soon.
That's Eric. Check him out at gardenculture.net. Right, Eric?
Yeah, and gardenculturemagazine.com now. Actually, we'll be launching a new site soon.
All right, man. Hey, I appreciate your support and keep doing your big stuff over there at Garden Culture.
The new magazines were put in the mail today. They're being shipped to you. So the new magazine in the U.S. is going to be hitting the shops next week and the week after.
All right. Thanks a lot, Eric.
All right, guys.
All right, later. Let's take one general grow question and talk with Andy before the guys get here. Andy from Redding, California. What's growing on?
Nothing much. What's going on, guys?
Same stuff, different day.
So I'm having some issues with my plants turning yellow.
That's very enlightening.
You know what? With such a keen observation and explanation of exactly what you're doing, I think I've pinned it down. I think you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, I think I'm doing something wrong too.
Damn! I fucking got ESPN tonight. I'm on fire. Oh, wait, I'm on my A game. Acquisition.
Horty, go through the laundry list of questions.
All righty, here we go. Are you growing in soil or hydro?
What's that?
Are you in soil or hydro?
I didn't hear that.
Oh,
are you in soil or hydro?
Soil.
He got it. He got it. Got him.
All right,
Okay.
keep going.
You're in soil. What type of soil are you using, sir?
Yeah, black gold.
Black gold. Okay, and your black gold, did you transplant your clones directly into this, or did you start from seed, or?
I transplanted my clones directly.
Okay, and your plants, are they in veg or are they in bloom?
They are in veg.
And how long have you been vegging them?
About 4 weeks.
About 4 weeks. And have you used any fertilizer on these plants, or have you just been giving them straight water, allowing them to use the nutrients that are already in the black gold?
I have been giving them fertilizer here and there.
Here and there. What does here and there mean?
About once a week.
Once a week, and how frequently are you watering them?
Every other day.
And how tall are the plants, and what size container are they in?
They are about, I'd say they range from 14 to 22 inches, and they are in little 8-inch pots.
You're probably root bound, dude.
Yeah.
You don't even know the size of the pot, so it's less than a gallon?
Yeah, they're less than a gallon.
Yeah, you're root bound, dude. You need to transplant that, put it in some more black gold or a quality soil like the Vermi soil or the Victory Mix or the Empire Builder. Empire Builder might be a little too much for those little buddies right now, but you need to transplant them, get them into a smart pot, the bigger pot, let those roots stretch out. Once the plant starts becoming root bound in a small little plastic container, the roots hit the plastic container and just start spinning around and start choking the plant out or can't do much. It starts suffocating itself, basically. And with a smart pot, the root hits the fabric container, it air prunes, and comes back. So it's constantly growing, restricting, and you don't get root bound nearly as quick, if at all. And also, you could use a much smaller container than a traditional plastic container. So get in those smart pots. You should be fine. If the plant is real close to the light and it's growing up towards the light, try to raise your light a little bit to alleviate some of the extra stress. The plant is stressed. It's not taking up the nutrient properly because it's root bound.
Considering I'm having them just under the lights until I put them outdoors, should I still put them in smart pots and just put the smart pots in the holes that I dug? Because I'm going to do them in holes outside. I'm not going
You could do it either of two ways. You could put them in smart pots, and you can even get the small the transplant ones that kind of open up on the side, so you can take them off easier. But if you plan on vegging them longer and like another 2, 3, 4 weeks indoors, just transplant them into a bigger container. For now, just to get them going, but you don't want to transplant from an 8-inch pot to a 9-inch pot and then have to transplant again in a week or two. So you may want to go into a bigger, at least a 1-gallon container, 1-gallon smart pot or a 2-gallon would be preferable. And yes, you can plant them directly in the ground, but I would say get the transplant ones, and then you can just peel them open, take the plant out, drop the root ball in the hole in the ground, and then you can reuse them next season.
The smart pots are easy to take off too. They can, almost like Velcro with the roots.
Right. I mean, you could just stick like a butter knife down in the side of it and just go along the edge of the fabric and just make sure you pop all the roots around there and pop it right off.
Is that what Dr. Duff's wife uses on her face?
Yeah, butter knife.
Because
she got a butter face.
Yeah, that's right. Spread her out. All right, brother Andy, where do you shop?
Big Daddy Garden Supply.
Big Daddy Garden Supply. Go ahead, turn on Duff's mic for a second. Hey, brother, I'm going to send you some stuff to get your roots going. I'm going to send you some of the Rhizoblast from Botanicare, the brand new product from Botanicare. Going to get those roots going once you transplant them. You need nice, healthy roots to make sure you have nice, healthy flowers and plants. Too often, people just focus on the above soil line, what's going on. Oh, my plant looks good, it looks bad. You got to know what's going on below the soil line, and a safe way to do it is to use a root stimulant like the Rhizoblast. Check it out at botanicare.com to learn more. Along with that, I'm going to send you some Zoe. So when you transplant, you throw a little Zoe down, a little beneficial bacteria, microorganisms, plant it on top. It will cultivate on the root zone, basically create like a little cotton ball of protection around the root zone to keep out diseases, bring in nutrients, bring in salts to the root zone. So always use those beneficials when you're in the ground or in soil and containers. And then to bring out all the quality, all your genetic potential of your plants, I'm going to send you some of that Turpinator to make a AAA. Turpinator is the business. Turpinator.com is where you find that out. Andy?
Hey, Andy, one last quick thing real quick.
Yes.
We feed with like a medium to a little bit higher strength of your nutrient that you're using. Feed, and then the next time water, next time water, next time feed, next time water, next time water. If you're using too light of a nutrient solution and you're only doing it once a week, but you're feeding or you're actually wetting the plant 4 times a week, you may also have a lack of available nutrients in there. That's probably not what caused your particular problem now. It's probably that it's root bound, but just make sure that you follow a schedule of feed, water, water, and mix your newts at least medium strength, because at 18 to 22 inches tall, your plants are starting to get pretty big and can handle a little bit of a nutrient charge.
Okay.
All right.
Just wanted to throw that in there.
Are you going to do any of that, Andy?
Yeah, of course.
I wouldn't do anything he said.
I don't know.
That's Dr. Duff telling me not to do that, huh?
Yeah, I wouldn't do any of that shit.
Yes, that was him. Don't listen to Duff. All right. Stay safe.
Oh, plant a seed.
All right. Let's see. Hey, Breeze, are the additional guests here? Everyone's here? Cool. Let's take a quick break. We're going to get a couple callers lined up. Phone lines are now open. 562-653-0707. Questions, statements, whatever you got, call in. CEOs from both the Hawthorne Group and GH coming up next here on Heavy T's Grow Show.
Call now.
DFC Radio. You're interrupting my fucking...
Yeah, that's right. Duff, I told me and Duff have an agreement.
And who the heck decided to play this hipster music?
Oh, my gosh.
Shit.
That's Saint's favorite song.
All right.
DFZ Radio.
Bump it in your
Play it
garden.
riding in my ride.
Your plants love it.
It may be hard for you to stop and believe, but for you, ooh, I divido. Ooh, for you, ooh, I divido. Give me one good reason why I should never make a change. Baby, if you owe me, then all of this will go away. My many artifacts, the list goes on. If you just say the words, I'll up and run. Oh, to you, ooh, I divido. Oh, to you, ooh, I divido. DFCRadio.com.
Nobody's safe with Dr. Duff lurking around the fucking expo. Nobody's safe.
Hi, and welcome to Non-Specific Hydro.
Yeah, hey, I have a buddy of mine that was telling me about a great additive.
Okay, do you remember the name?
Yeah, his name's Steve. He's a good buddy.
No, the product.
No, he told me it was a super concentrated organic enhancer. Comes in a yellow bottle.
Well, it sounds like he's talking about Floralicious Plus from General Hydroponics.
I don't think that was the name, but he also told me it was a vegan bioplant stimulator that contained vitamins, plant sugars, amino acids, seaweed extract.
Yeah, that would be General Hydroponics Floralicious Plus.
I don't think that's it, man. He told me it was something like Dora Vicious Flush or something, and he said it was like an organic supplement that could also be used in vegging or flowering, and it was compatible with hydro soil and cocoa.
Yes, that would be General Hydroponics Floralicious Plus.
Oh, hey, man. I just remembered what it's called. It's Floralicious Plus.
Oh, good. I was drawing a blank.
Floralicious Plus from General Hydroponics. Ask for it by name.
We were the rock.
Run for your lives! It's the Terminator!
No, it's not the Terminator. It's the Terpinator.
Oh, wow, what's that?
Oh, you haven't heard? You have to try this stuff. The Terpinator is the newest creation from Rhizoflora Incorporated. It's the one and only product on the market that has proven to increase the concentration of terpenes in your aromatic plant oils and glands.
How does this Terpinator work?
The Terpinator works by utilizing fundamental plant metabolites through a proprietary reaction that catalyzes the increase in terpene production. Its unique composition provides the basic building blocks plants require to produce flavorful oils and a significant increase in terpenes, which will increase your aromas and flavors.
Nice. I bet with all the increase in terpene content, your plants must just be covered in resins. Oh man, I'm currently using products right now that's designed to increase the resins. Should I swap them out?
Well, that's correct. Terpinator works great alongside other products, but it's the only product out there that is going to give you a higher terpene content. Having a higher terpene content means bigger glands and increasing gland sites, which makes a dramatic difference in appearance as well as more pungent odors. Terpenes are not only your aromatic plant oils, but your plant's genetic fingerprint as well. Those terpenes boost your plant's natural defense mechanism against insects and mold.
I really want to try this product. Does it have any harmful chemicals or PGRs?
Heck no. The Terpinator utilizes only organic inputs and produces notably amazing results in a matter of weeks. It is both a soil and hydroponic system friendly fertilizer that is compatible with any nutrient line out there. It is recommended to use this product during your entire flowering cycle, starting from the first week of bloom at 15 milliliters. However, there has been a lot of feedback of people getting amazing results when bumping it up to 30 milliliters per gallon the last 3 weeks of bloom.
Wow, this is the ultimate game changer. Dude, I have to get Terpinator. How do I get this stuff?
To increase dry weight, smell, taste, and a complete overall quality of your flowers, go to www.terpinator.com and make it AAA today.
Uber, because you want more.
Hey guys, come outside, check out my new car for our new sponsor, Uber. Yeah.
You bought a new car to drive for Uber, Duff?
Yeah, I'll be picking up people making cash.
This ad is for Uber Nutrients.
Wait, what, nutrients?
Yeah, the powerful, quality-oriented nutrients designed for the professional grower.
What am I supposed to do with this brand new car?
Maybe drive yourself up to the local hydro shop and ask for Uber Nutrients.
Uber Nutrients, where do I find that on the internet?
If you can't make it up to your local hydro shop, Duff, go to ubergrower.com.
Ubergrower.com?
That's ubergrower.com.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try Uber.
High-performance nutrients for your plants. Uber, because you want more.
I'll show you that artichoke, bro. You're gonna be amazed.
Hey, Dr. Duff, are you signing up for another one of those internet dating sites after your divorce?
Nah, I'm just ordering these freaking douchebags from China here. Just gonna be saving a lot of money on it. About $1 a bag.
Did you say douchebags?
Yeah, they're pots. They're fabric pots. They're, made in China. They save $1 a bag from all the other.
Oh, it sounds like an imitation smart pot or something.
Yeah, save $1, but, I'm pretty sure these douchebags are going to work.
Dude, I had a buddy of mine who used those same douchebags. He bought them direct from China. It killed his whole garden.
Bro, what? So I'm better off spending that extra $1 on a smart pot?
I'd get a smart pot.
Don't be a Duff man. Make sure to buy the original patented Smart Pot. Check them out at smartpots.com.
Yeah, that's how I do it. Saint. Live and learn, player. Live and learn.
Coming to grips with measuring pH is a fundamental part of ensuring a successful crop. Of course, having the right nutrient mix is important, but without a slightly acidic pH level, plants won't receive optimal benefits from the nutrients supplied. Blue Lab has a range of pH measurement tools available to help both the commercial and small-scale growers. These include the Blue Lab Guardian Monitor, the Blue Lab Combo Meter, the Blue Lab pH Meter, the Blue Lab pH Pen, and the Blue Lab Soil pH Meter. For more information, visit us online at getbluelab.com.
Heavy T is freaking awesome.
And now, a grow tip with Heavy T.
There are several different ways to take clones from a plant. There are some rules to follow, though, to make sure you're successful with whatever method you're using. Always start with clean, filtered water and healthy stock plants. Use a water-soluble nutrient solution with adequate phosphorus to stimulate root development. Add a cloning gel with some rooting hormone for faster rooting times. Cuttings require heat and humidity for survival, but too much is detrimental. Always start with clean machines and new substrate to give your new clones a healthy start. This is Heavy T reminding you to clone responsibly.
For more grow tips, go to dfcradio.com.
And tune into the Heavy T Grow Show Wednesday, 6 p.m. live.
dfcradio.com.
Hey, does Junior got a legitimate grow question?
Junior. Is good.
Can you hear me? I can't hear you through the soundproof glass, please. Can you hear me? Does line 2 have a legitimate question? Like a grow question? Not a question for the guest. There's nothing written up here.
Line number 2.
Hit tab, fool. Hit tab. That's how you get it to come up. Tab.
Dos, yes.
There you go.
There you go.
Go.
Tabbed it.
Play on, playa.
He tabbed it. He just learned something new.
All right, Chris and Ross just pulled up in the parking lot. Horty's out there giving them all kinds of lowdowns on everything. So what we're going to do real quick before we get them all settled in and do a little sound check is do the world according to Duff.
Whoa.
Everyone's least favorite part of the show. This is where Dr. Duff tells you what he's been focusing on in his world.
Yeah, serious news to report. Police say a 44-year-old suburban Buffalo man was drunk when he drove away from a courthouse where he had just been convicted of driving while intoxicated. Yeah, the dude showed up at the freaking courthouse drunk to get convicted of this.
Was his name Jeff Mag?
I think his name was Jeff Mag.
Look it up. Google Jeff Mag.
I think they're of kin. Anyways, the man from Orchard Park was found guilty of DUI, charged Monday night. He was charged after he crashed his car into a Niagara River. This is the first drunk driving incident.
Okay, try to enunciate. Get the marbles out of your mouth.
Oh, sorry, but the first part of his crash is DUI. He crashed in the Niagara River, so there was a big problem there. So the firefighters had to get him out, and he was rescued. That's where he went to court on that, but he went to court drunk. And then the deputies let him go and drive out of the courthouse. Once he drove out of the courthouse, whoop, 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 whoop. What happens? You get rolled up. Yeah, you got rolled up, dog. I hashtag that one just trying to have a good time. Or I may not get a DUI anyway.
That's entrapment.
Yeah, whatever, yeah.
Hashtag that entrapment.
Yeah, entrap that ass.
Hashtag that Hortypocalypse 2015.
This guy's a real jerk, okay? This is about a real jerk.
Yeah.
Police in Japan arrested a man Thursday after matching his DNA to a sample of semen taken off an 18-year-old schoolgirl's skirt. Yeah, once in custody.
Custody.
Once in custody, the man admitted to doing the same thing to other women on the Japan Rail Sabu line about 2 or 3 times a month since 2011. He told Paris he did it because he was excited to be in close contact with women on the crowded trains. Yes, cops say his suspect is more than 100. Cops say he's suspected in over 100 incidents. Yeah,
Dang.
he's been doing work on those trains. Police say he
Worked
cut
for jerks.
How can you not catch him? It's in Japan?
It's in Japan. Police say he cut holes in his jacket pocket.
You're kind of like prison.
He cut holes in his jacket pocket.
And then he jerks off through the holes?
Yeah, in the holes, and then he surprised he's come onto victims.
Sayonara.
Dude, this
Come
is...
onto a victim.
Give me that is fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh, my jacket pocket is fantastic.
Does he yell that every time he throws it at him?
Yes, he does. He's been charged with
Take a taste of this.
vandalism.
That is fantastic.
So he was Spidey Man-ing people on the train.
In the close vicinity of the Spidey women, he was Spidey Man them.
I thought it was some uni.
Yeah, it was the uni one.
Not
Yeah.
uni is the stuff that's the orange stuff, the sea urchin at the sushi bar, idiot.
Oh, that crap was whoa, yeah, whoa,
It's freaking
delicious.
It's so delicious.
Whoa, that uni.
But
Hey,
it is
check
kind of
out.
weird in texture.
Hey, well, he's been charged with vandalism of damaging scut. Whoa. You don't vandalize scut here in Japan, or you face big charges. Just that. And then I hashtag it, misohoni. Okay, like I said, it's not a problem. Okay, it's not a problem. Virginia Beach. A woman was still drinking a beer as paramedics tried to help her after a car accident. A judge sentenced the woman for DUI and permanently injuring a victim. That really sucks, man. You shouldn't be permanently injuring victims. But the woman caused the crash while on the way from purchasing beer. The woman did not have the right of way as she struck another vehicle. As EMS, I guess EMT, I would say, attempted to treat the seriously injuries to her leg, she began drinking a beer, said the police. From that, the police pried the beer from her hand, which they failed to stop her from grabbing another beer from the six-pack that was on the floor. And she began to drink that. Anyways, police say she had a blood alcohol level 5 times the legal limit. According to police, she was drunk and a 12-pack, and she was drunk as hell. And let's see here. Oh, she was drunk on a 12-pack even before going to get the 6-pack. Wait, hold on here. Let me clear my throat here.
Well, you really have to listen to the whole show.
Oh, here we go. She had drank a whole 12-pack before even going to get the 6-pack and popped 2 Percocets.
Oh, snap.
She did 2 perks, a 12-pack, and she wasn't feeling that wasn't enough.
Well, at least her
She
leg
had-
didn't hurt when it got ran over.
Well, that's why she was still drinking. She was like, oh, man, let's keep it going. You can see why she needed more beer. You know why? She crashed that leg up, and you know what? She's now serving jail time, and now she has to wait to get more of that Percocet.
It's time for the percolator.
Yeah, no more percolators in the big house unless you're paying Boba or Boba. I don't know what her name is there, but some people just don't know when to say when. And I'm gonna keep this one called #Keep That Buzz Rolling. Roll down the roll with that buzz to get your next 6-pack and roll up on people and crash on them and stuff. But anyways, if you gotta go, you gotta go. This is about Kmart, my favorite store, Horty's shopping favorite spot of the world.
I love blue light specials.
A woman who returned items to a Kmart in Wisconsin is accused of leaving something behind that wasn't on a receipt. A big pile of her own organic poo. Yes, the woman, 49, was arrested on Monday after she allegedly snuck behind a store cash register and shat in a box of security tags. Yeah, she did. She squatted one right there. I don't know.
Top shelved them in the bathroom.
Yeah, that would have been better. Yeah, upper decker would have been way cooler. Well, check it out. They had security footage showing a woman answering nature's call around 10:22 a.m. The footage also shows her reaching for paper towels beneath the counter when she was done. Then she went back to the customer service desk, completed her return, and exited the retailer. In the footage, the woman is seen wearing a shirt with a dump truck on it with a phrase, "dumping loads."
No way.
Oh, for sure.
You can't make this up.
This shit I can't make up. By 12:50 p.m., employees started noticing the strange odor around the
It
register.
took 2 hours for it to murn. It
marinated a scare tag. And they discovered the Poo Light Special in the box, which was also soaked with urine. Because how can you not take a dump and not pee at the same time?
Only when you're really dehydrated and you have diarrhea.
I think my cat does that. It's pretty weird. At that point, officers were called to the scene. Ah, man, this is the best part.
This is the longest news ever.
Kmart employees gave the officers the woman's address because she filled out the forms for the returned address before she went and took a dump. What a dumbass. When they went to the woman's house, she was still wearing the same pants, the tennis shoes, and the dropping loads shirt seen on surveillance footage. Dropping loads. She was charged with 3 misdemeanor charges of disorderly conduct, resisting an officers, and obstruction of arrest or whatever the hell.
Justice.
Obstruction.
Yeah, justice.
There you go. Hashtag that one.
I'm going to hashtag this 2 things. Rosebud. And dropping loads.
I like Poo Light Special.
And Poo Light Special.
Poo Light Special, okay.
All right, was that the world?
That was the world.
That was the world of
That was
clothing stuff.
Entire world. One quick grow question from Junior in Hemet. What's going on, Junior?
Dropping loads.
What's up, fellas?
JR, what's
Bro,
up?
you've ever dropped loads at a retailer?
What up? Well, I was going to ask you guys about some nutrients, but I also have some outdoor plants that are getting eaten by something. So I wanted to see if you guys could help me out with that.
They're getting eaten by something? It's
probably it's crocodiles.
Yeah, it's most likely, let's see here in Hemet, is probably...
Crocodile.
If it's large swaths of it where you actually notice like part of the leaf missing, it's probably caterpillars. All right? Bacillus thuringiensis is one of the best ones to use. Squirt it on. It's a bacteria
Spinosad.
Destroys the outer part of the caterpillar or any type of worm or nematode. If you even have worms in your soil, you can water it through and it won't be harmful to the plant. But always use preventative maintenance, dude. If you are outside in Southern California, you need to be using BT or Spinosad on a regular basis because it doesn't have a long time that it stays on the plant. Also, be using neem oils as attractant mixes. These things make the plant basically unattractive to the insects. It tastes bad to them. It interrupts their molting process too, so they can't reproduce. And then if something's so ferocious that it continues to attack your plant, then you can use a kill on contact again, like the BT or a perithrin-based kill on contact. Prevent though, dude. Prevent everything.
I like to go Home Depot, get the strongest stuff. Bear.
All right, Junior. I'm going to send you some Azamax to go with that. I'm also going to send you some Armor SI, both from General Hydroponics. They're our guest tonight. That Armor SI is a great preventative maintenance the thing you could do for your plants as well. It's potassium silicate. It bolsters the plant cells, makes them stronger, more resistant, healthier. Insects will go after unhealthy plants before they go after healthy plants. So use that Armor SI and the Azamax to help take care of any bugs.
Go spray some high-octane gasoline on your plants. It'll kill everything.
Junior, talk to my screener.
Gasoline.
All right, guys, this is it. It's
This
coming
is
up
it.
right after these messages. 562-653-0707. 562-653-0707. GH Hawthorne Group coming up.
That's right. All you people on those forums talking all that smack, now's your chance. Call in and ask those questions. Or if you don't, I don't want to hear you bitching about it later, because then when the fucktard comments come back next week, you'll be the first person on my list.
You mean the Internet Tough Guys?
That's right. Internet Tough Guys. All you fucktards that want to talk shit for the last 2 weeks, now's your chance. 562-653-0707.
70's Grow Show.
DFZ Radio.
Simple
101.
Now let me welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West.
A state that's untouchable like Elliot Ness. The track hits your eardrum like a slug to your chest. Like a vest for your Jimmy in the city of sex. We in that sunshine state where the bomb ass him be. The state where you never find a dance floor empty and pimp speed. On a mission for them greens. Lean, mean, money making machines serving fiends. I've been in the game for 10 years making rap tunes. Ever since Honeys was wearing Sassoon, now it's 95 and they clock me and watch me diamond shining, looking like a Rob Liberace. It's all good from Diego to the Bay. Your city is the bomb if your city making pay. Throw up a finger if you feel the same way. Straight putting it down for California, yeah. West Coast. That's right. That's right.
Sometimes I rhyme slow, sometimes I rhyme quick.
Check. Hello. Heavy T's Grow Show. Heavy T's Grow Show. Duffman. The Duffman.
Mic check 1 2. What up? How's it going? Mic check 1 2. Mic check. You sound all right? Super hyped to be on the show. All right.
Matt's such a good-looking motherfucker. Look at that motherfucker. I get to sit here and look at him. Woo!
General Hydroponics and Vermicrop right here together with the Heavy T Show. Looking forward to it. Smooth Jazz 95.3.
Liquor with my 9mm. My mind is in a blur, cause you could never pay me to think this would occur. Me and this girl Jane Doe was
You're listening to DFZRadio.com.
Listen up, tough guy. I got a bone to pick with some of yous. You punks out there walking around thinking you're all gangsta and such. You wouldn't know gangster if it knocked you upside the head with a cannoli. Yeah, I see you down at the Hydro store with your hats all crooked and your pants falling down. A real gangster would buy a belt. Pull your pants up! But you know what really gets me? You go and buy these cheap hoods thinking you're gonna get the kind of yields that we do. Well, you know what? You're not. Because you aren't using the best hood on the market. You aren't using the OG hood from Grow Light. Why the OG hood? Well, the name says it all. OG ain't original gangsta. It's outrageously great. What makes this hood so great? Well, it starts with the fact that the bulb is hanging vertical, which means all the light from the bulb is getting to where it needs to go, to your plants. This thing's got 100% reflective interior. You're lucky if you get 80% from the hood you're using, not to mention the unique and patented concealed vacuum airflow technology. I'm not sure what that means, but I know that it helps keep the bulb cooler than the other hoods and uses less airflow to do it. Not to mention that you get 1,000 watt results from a 600 watt bulb. That'll save you money, and that, my friend, is truly gangsta. You want to stop looking like a punk and become a made man? Get the OG hood from Grow Light. 100% reflective interior, concealed vacuum airflow technology. And then I mentioned that it comes in black? Get gangsta on you, God. Get the OG hood from Grow Light. They're available from finer hydro shops.
Testing 1 2,
or
testing
online
1 2
at
3.
growlight.com.
Mic check 1 2 3.
That's
Quarters.
LITE. Get growing. And for God's sakes, pull your pants up.
Monsanto repoed my hydro store.
What is? Hey, are you a soil grower and tired of using salt and synthetic-based fertilizers and not getting the results that you wanted? Well, for hydroponics, those products work great. But in soil, they suck. All those feeding schedules are out of range for what we think is good for soil growers. Mission Fertilizer is a new product on the market that's specific to soil gardening. They have a Grow, Bloom, and Boost. It's a super premium organic 1 part grow, 1 part bloom, and 1 part boost. It's a feeding program that can be used in bag soils like Ocean Forest and Happy Frog, Victory Mix, or Empire Builder, even Roots Organic, Royal Gold, and so forth. It can be used in any soil mix. Super simple to use, 1 part grow, 1 part bloom, and 1 part boost to get the most out of your garden. It's organic listed, pH stable, and safe to use with tap water. No need to ppm or EC or pH your tap water if you're mixing in Mission Fertilizer liquid. Go visit missionfertilizer.com to order a complete plant feeding set for 12 plants and also get 12 hula planters plus free shipping anywhere in the U.S. for only $99. The Grow, the Bloom, and the Boost and is only available to Heavy Tea Grow Show listeners for a limited time. Go to missionfertilizer.com, grow the best, and see the proof is in the plants.
Heavy Tea loads us up every Wednesday night.
Hey, brah, have you seen the new kind nutrient from Botanicare? It's kind of a big thing.
No. What's up with that?
Well, I was totally pulling a Dawn Patrol, chilling with some honeys, when this troll is like, yo, I heard your garden is total weak sauce. And I was like, as if my garden is hella gnarly bodacious. And then he was like, brah, if you want your stuff to be like Mondo Nar, you need to hook up with Botanicare's kind nutrients.
Okay, would you be so kind as to tell me what you're talking about?
Only the most bitchin' nutrients to shred a grow since the invention of water, bruh. Kind is on the serious, bruh. There's 1 part base, 1 part grow, and 1 part bloom. Kind is super rad because it's completely customizable so you can use with any type of plants and medium, bruh. And what's wicked, boss, is that the proprietary kind formulas eliminate the need to add separate calcium and magnesium supplements to compensate for water quality or specific grow medium.
Rad. That sounds like my kind of base nutrient.
Totally. And Kind Grow has all these primo minerals and like super top secret blend of natural stuff so you can get a seriously lush canopy, right? And with the Kind Bloom, you get like this major hookup of phosphorus and potassium, but like in a totally righteous proportion so you get increased biomass and flower initiation. And what's even more awesome is you can adjust the levels of base, grow, and bloom to meet the needs of your medium, plants, and grow stage. You could say it's for any kind you grow. It's totally sweet.
It was very kind of you to tell me about this. So I should, totally hop in my Woody and cruise down to my local hydro hookup and score some kind nutrients from Botanicare?
Like what? New from Botanicare. Kind base, grow, and bloom. The fully customizable line of nutrients developed for the modern grower. For more information, contact your local hydro store or go online to botanicare.com.
What kind will you grow?
You're listening to Heavy T's Grow Show. Call in right now, 562-653-0707 for your chance to talk to Heavy T, Horty Chris, and the Duff Man only on DFCRadio.com.
And now, a grow tip with Heavy T.
Do you know what's in your water? Public water supplies typically contain chlorine, and hard water contains high levels of dissolved minerals such as calcium or magnesium. Different parts of the country will also have water that is naturally high in other minerals as well. These elements can all interact with the nutrient solution you are feeding your plants. Therefore, I always use reverse osmosis water. This is Heavy T reminding you to grow responsibly.
For more grow tips, go to DFCRadio.com.
And tune into the Heavy T Grow Show, Wednesday, 6 p.m. live.
The next level of growing is here. The growing revolution is here. DFCRadio.com. DFCRadio.com.
That's right. Big pimpin', spinning cheese. You know I thug 'em, hug 'em, love 'em, leave 'em, but I don't trust or need 'em. Take 'em out the hood, keep 'em looking good, with diamond cuffs and freeze 'em.
All right. The moment is here.
Yeah.
Our special guests have made it into the studio. Finally. Horty was holding them outside, talking their ear off, trying to find out if anyone wanted to purchase those patents he has on pantyhose.
Yeah. Got
for your
patents,
grow room.
got patents for sale. They're fresh. A-game stands for acquisition. Got 18 years left. Got more patents in the works right now. Holler at your boy.
Hey, so you want another?
You can leave your business card underneath the windshield wiper of that silver Audi in the parking lot. It can be discreet.
So you want another shot, Chris?
Yeah, probably.
I'm good.
Welcome, gentlemen. We have Matthew Durst, inside sales over at General Hydro. Is that your correct title, Matt?
Yeah, that'll work for tonight. Thank you for having me.
All right. We have Ross Haley, CEO of General Hydroponics and founder of Vermicrop as well, right?
Correct, yeah. Thanks for having us.
Welcome. We have Chris Hagedorn. Did I say it right?
You did.
Close enough?
Yeah, close
My
enough.
Dutch is a little off. From the Hawthorne Group. Welcome, sir. And representing Vermicrop as well is our man, Will. I don't know your last name, Will.
It's Ford, like the truck, my friend.
All right. Those are good trucks. Have one in the parking lot. All right, guys. We all know what went down a couple weeks ago. The Hawthorne Group entered the indoor gardening game in a big way. They came in and they purchased the oldest and largest hydroponic nutrient company, General Hydroponics, along with their organic line and their organic soil, Vermicrop, for roughly, I believe the terms that were public were about $130 million. Is that about right, guys?
I read that in the news
Give
as well.
or take, you read that as well?
Give or take a couple hundred.
Okay, so
dollars.
So there has been a tremendous amount of speculation, questions going around about what this move means for the hydroponic industry. We all know that the hydro industry has been built on ingenuity, integrity, loyalty. Some people feel, and with all due respect, Chris, that Hawthorne coming in, spending that kind of money, kind of invited themselves in without being invited in. And hydroponics has typically been kind of a closed door. You have to be invited into the industry. So there's a lot of fear, speculation, all those things going on. Okay, and we're here to have a dialogue, a conversation with our listeners, with each other about what this all means. Okay, first off, the simplest question, Ross, in the deal, what is going to change for GH in the near future and the further down the line?
I'd say in the near future, nothing. You know, our saying right now around the offices is stay the course. You know, we have been doing really well for a long time, making good decisions, being loyal to our customers, being loyal to our distributors. We have a lot of friends and family. We're all raised in this industry, so it's stay the course. You know, with the long-term vision of with our new partner Hawthorne is to have the tools and the resources to grow the company, innovate for the hydroponic industry, and use those tools and resources to move faster than we were before, but with the same integrity and the same people and the same factories that we've always been doing it with.
Make it a little bit more efficient.
Well, efficiency, sure, but it's more about.
You guys are streamlined. Like you go to the GH headquarters, it's like
it's
walking
legit.
into a Silicon Valley headquarters. Everything's streamlined, very organized, very well run, and innovative. You guys have been innovators in the industry. You guys basically started the industry in '77, or Larry did.
Larry Brook did, absolutely. He's a founder. He's a pioneer of our industry, and we try to stay on our A game. We're A+ or go home, so we're going to continue that.
And for you guys, either the GH guys, is it kind of disheartening and hurt you guys that you see people crucifying Larry for this move and trying to make him seem basically like a villain in the whole thing? And like Ross just said, he made this industry for all of us, right? And he was the hero of the industry for decades and decades, and now people are just trying to chop him off at the knees. How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, Larry hasn't changed one bit.
I know.
Everything Larry's done.
He wasn't allowed to come on the show. David said no.
Yeah, no. Larry has done so much for this industry, and Larry still will be absolutely 100% part of this industry. He is continuing to be a part of our lives. Everyone that's worked for GH, put time in with GH. Larry's not going anywhere. And it is a little hard when we hear the things that we hear, but we kind of, we're going to expect it. And that's one of the reasons we're here tonight, is to make sure people understand the truth, know where we're coming from, and where we're going.
So that's good to hear that the personnel, the quality, the manufacturing process, the loyalty to the small gardening centers is what a lot of people are concerned about. Because, Chris, Hawthorne Group is relatively new. You guys formed in October of last year, right?
Yep.
You guys are a subsidiary, though, of Scott's Miracle-Gro, which is a mega gardening company, revenue in the billions of dollars.
Largest in the world.
Yeah, people get nervous about that. So what is the idea of coming in and taking, not taking over, but purchasing, which is primarily a niche marketed nutrient company, right? And for a large sum of money, is it that Hawthorne thinks that the indoor gardening is going to become that much more prevalent, that the millennials, the people that as urban centers become more populated, they're going to have smaller gardens, they're going to turn to hydroponics more? Or is this something to come into a specialty market that we're seeing, evolve right before our eyes nowadays?
It's a bit of both. We've been super honest and upfront about kind of what Hawthorne's about, and it's been sort of three what we think of as three pillars, which is sort of indoor urban, because you look at the whole Scott's Miracle-Gro catalog, and what we don't have is products designed for people who live in urban areas.
Right.
We got big bags of soil, we got big containers, and if you use Miracle-Gro the way it's designed, you buy a 5-pound box, that'll last someone in a city like 10 years.
Right. I think I still have one from my mother back in the 70s.
There you go.
But it was in the round tin or the actual cardboard round thing. It was crazy.
Yeah, so we set out to get after indoor, urban, natural organic, and hydro. It's, stuff that we saw as really big growth areas, really exciting areas, places young people went to garden, and gardening that was sort of agreed with our philosophy, kind of sustainability, that sort of thing, organic, feed your family. So we see it emerging for sure. We see it as a niche now, but I think niche. I think it talks down to the category and the consumer, because this is where gardening's going. It's just as more people move to the cities, most of the world is going to be living in cities in a few years, and we want to be ready for that.
Right, and hydroponics, even though it's had a stigma for a long time, I don't know if you guys heard on the way in, but stores get their bank accounts closed just because of the name hydroponics on their account, because people automatically assume hydroponics means marijuana cultivation, which it doesn't. But even banks will close stores down, refuse business to people. And what I was saying earlier on was a company like Hawthorne coming in kind of now legitimizes and takes away a lot of those things, because I don't see having a big player like that in our industry and looking out after our interests is a good thing. But then the question is, are you going to look after our interests, and how are you going to do that, Chris?
Well, I think, I can sit here and talk about, and I will, talk about all the ways that we're going to do it, but the bottom line is that nothing's going to mean as much as action. So, we will come through and sort of prove what we're going to talk about. But when we sort of created Hawthorne, when SMG gave us sort of the ability to go out and do this, which I wouldn't have gotten otherwise. I couldn't go out and try and form partnerships with companies like GH and Vermicrop without the backing of that bigger company. And the whole idea was to do business a different way. If we were just going to sell things through the traditional sort of Scott's Miracle-Gro sales channels, then Scott's Miracle-Gro would do that. The reason we founded a company in New York, close to urban areas, founded, staffed by young people,
right,
was to get after younger consumers. And the fact of the matter is that, that younger consumer, it's more engaged, it knows a lot more about the companies it buys from, and sort of talking a big game and not backing it up wouldn't work. It doesn't work.
Right.
And you see it in other categories, and we know it's the same in gardening. And we had no interest in going out and trying the same thing we'd seen other people try and fail at. So backing things up, staying true to the categories that our companies that we're partnering with have been in and grown in,
right,
is really important to us.
So people are concerned that now the GH3 part, which is probably is the highest selling nutrient, base nutrient in the hydroponic community, is going to be on every big box store. Scott's Miracle-Gro biggest customers are Walmart, Lowe's, and Home Depot. And people are deathly afraid that those big box stores and the purchasing power are going to push the mom and pop stores out of the business. And they see this as a moving to that, because those are your, and it's, to me, it's justified in thinking like that until we see what happens. Actions do speak louder than words. But you guys spent $130 million. You got to have a game plan in point. Is the game plan to keep it in and make stronger relationships with the small garden centers, or to take it to those big box stores? Our
game plan is to stick with the retail channels that GH and Vermicrop's been successful in so far, dedicated hydro channels specifically. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but how many new hydro stores open across the country every year?
No, I'm not sure off the top of my head
actually,
either. It depends on the market.
We had a small surge a few years ago that was kind of like a boom and everybody thinking that they could run a hydro store. And then they all went in and said, okay, I pay $100, so it's $110, even though it retails for $200. And they did that until they just ran themselves out of business.
It was a race to the bottom.
So it has kind of shrunk back down a little bit, but I still think that you're correct. Every time a state passes legislation or new laws that open up the potential for people to grow their own whatever at home, I think that you immediately, as my company, I start seeing my distributors are opening distribution centers in states that they never had them in before, because they're close to states that are coming around. So I think that you're correct that it will continue to grow. There's states that have 2 or 3 stores, and they have a population that could support 20 or 30 stores.
Yeah, so for us, we think it's going to keep us busy just servicing the channels that GH has been in Vermicrop for the foreseeable future. And look, the people back in Ohio, they do a fine job with their channels.
Yes.
We want to do a good job with ours.
So you're looking to reestablish the continuity of what GH has done for the past 38 years and continue that. But see, I get a release, and it may just be semantics or something, but it says Hawthorne Group is looking to help GH expand their business, but to me, GH is already in every single hydro shop, stocked to the brim with it. They're selling as much as they can. How's Hawthorne going to expand their business without going to other retailers?
Well, I think we got to look at sort of business expansion, business optimization, I guess is a good word for it, where, you talk about how efficient GH runs right now, but, the bottom line is that you see a lot of companies in the space just due to their size, which is big for the space, but relatively speaking, it's pretty small.
Right.
And all these guys are pretty much they're in Cali, they're in maybe Arizona, the Pac Northwest. When you're shipping a bag of dirt across the country, that's a tough way to do business.
Yeah. Right.
So if we can say, if we can make Vermicrop soil, and this is only to the standards of the guys that are making Vermicrop soil or GH nutrients, if we can make that on the East Coast and service those retailers just as well, and take cost out for us, for the retailer and the consumer, then I think that's a good way to solve it. And not a lot of people in the category have the money, just the capital to pull that off.
Right. So
it does require an investment to do that.
So this doesn't happen overnight, obviously. You do your due diligence. October to now is a relatively short amount of time, but I'm sure that you had certain people within your eyesight that you wanted to take advantage of. And I know that companies like Hawthorne, larger companies, don't just have their eyes on particularly one company. But why GH? Why did you guys choose GH to partner up with?
Well, when we started sort of looking around in the hydro industry, Hawthorne has only been sort of incorporated since October. We've had a team in place that was just sort of a nameless team in New York, working for a while, really since sort of last January, and that was when we first started talking to Ross, talking to Larry, David, all those guys. And when you go through the list of companies in the hydro space, the sort of top dogs, we want someone with weight, someone with good market penetration.
Yep.
And that's a relatively short list of people who you can say they're in pretty much every shop.
Yes.
So we went down that list and we said, we just started making calls. Right. Who wants to talk? Who's interested? And who do we think is a sort of a good fit for us at Hawthorne? And, one of the really big things for me was, you say, can they do business right? And of course, that's sort of a given.
Yeah. Well, a lot of hydro companies. Look, I own stores. I've imported a lot of stuff. I've had business partners that literally they're go to the accountant at tax time with a shoebox full of receipts.
Oh, and those dudes weren't on our list.
Yeah, no, exactly. The organization is important, and the hydro industry isn't the most organized motherfuckers in the world.
No, we learned that going around.
Oh yeah, you're like, show us your books. They're like, here's
exactly.
our book.
What books?
Yeah,
we don't read.
What?
And and this is one of the things where we went in and we saw you meet Ross, and you meet Larry, and they're family. They're actually family.
Absolutely.
And for me, and for my family, because SMG, sort of as big as they may be, and they're still they're relatively speaking compared to sort of other real big companies, we're not that big.
It is your family business. Your grandfather started it, right?
Well, my grandpa started Miracle Grow.
Okay.
And we merged with Scott's back in '95.
Okay.
And then we were able to break off Hawthorne,
Right.
recently. But I grew up. Our office in Port Washington, in New York, is the original Miracle Grow office. The office I sit in was my dad's office.
So
back
you
in the
guys
day.
are a family-run business. It's just that you guys have been a lot more successful at running your business, getting market penetration than a lot of other family-owned business.
Yeah, I mean, we're
family
super
run because it's public company. So
we're publicly traded, so we can't say that we're like we're not privately owned, we're not family owned, but my family still has we still have a stake in the business. And my old man, my dad, runs it. He's the CEO of Scott's Miracle Grow,
Right.
And I got two cousins that work with me, who I think are listening right now. What up?
What up? Give a shout out. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah,
Go
Christine
ahead.
and Jordan. What up? Vaughn, Bird, all them.
My cousins are listening to Lady Bird, Skeeter.
Yeah, my cousins Pork and Scooter. What's up, fellas?
But for us, partnering up with a company that we felt had like a similar sort of value set that we did, family business, people who care about their employees, care about the customer. That was something that was really special to us, and it's something that we've clung to pretty closely. My family, so meeting Ross, meeting Larry was like just meeting people we felt like we shared a lot of.
Right, and that's good. It's all well and good, and meeting you, down to earth guy. Not coming in here big corporate head. You're part of a big organization, a big company, which is publicly traded. So
I lost a bet, actually, $100 that you were a 50-year-old silver-haired man in a suit with monogrammed
Sorry
cuffs.
about that.
Yeah, so if you could slide me $100, I could pay that. It'd be cool.
I got you covered.
Thanks, man.
But guys, what do we do when we want to keep all of this stuff in place, how it is, continue to grow it, and the stock shareholders aren't happy with that? How do you reconcile? What path would you take to continue of what the idea of what we're doing here, and also the integrity of the model of the hydroponic nutrient company of GH?
Well, with the when you're talking about Scott's Miracle Grow, I mean, there's a board of directors, there's shareholders, and that's who the company serves. I mean, that's what they're all about.
You're legally binded
it's the
to do
fiduciary duty,
right?
So we have to do it. But at Hawthorne, that's one of the great things is that for me, being a family member, having that sort of, I report up to our chief operating officer. I talk to my father about business multiple times a day, and those guys and a lot of people at Scott's are really, really dedicated to the vision that we have, that I have, along with guys like Ross and other people on both of our teams. So we have people that really believe in this mission, what we're trying to do, and sort of the philosophy that we're taking. And if there may come a situation way down the road where some hard questions are asked by the people that I report sort of up the line to,
Right.
but it hasn't happened yet. People are really happy with how things are going. And I think I hope that people who own SMG shares are excited, because this is a move looking towards the future. This is something to help the business sort of safeguard against what's coming because
Yep.
people aren't going to be, throwing down grass seed and lawn fertilizer.
Using a lot of nasty chemicals, weed killers, insect killers, whatever it is, people are going more organic, and we can't deny it. Look at
the baby boomers are getting older.
Look at the whole food movement, Whole Foods, Fresh and Easy, Sprouts, all these supermarkets that are catering to the people because of that lifestyle. Now, as people are starting to grow their own consumables or more prevalently growing them, but are in a high density area, you want to be able to give them what they want as a consumer, right? And I was talking to this with a caller earlier, is that if you wanted something to go away that you don't agree with, that is distributed or sold by any company, it's your duty not to buy it. It's for sale on a store shelf. If you don't want it, you don't have to go get it. But if it's the best product on the market, if it does a good job, if it's in line with what you believe and what you want to use in your garden, then you should buy it. Not just because of the company that's behind it is a larger company than you're used to dealing with. Not everything that's good only comes from a farmer's market.
I was going to say, kind of going back to what Chris was saying about being a publicly traded company and have a fiduciary responsibility to the shareholders of the company. As an entrepreneur, I kind of look at our shareholders prior to being acquired or partnering with the Hawthorne as our customers.
Right.
And we're here to serve our customer. We have a fiduciary responsibility, in my opinion, to give the best products, give them at a reasonable price. We have to stay profitable in order to stay in business.
Right.
I think if you just take that kind of thought and apply it to your business all the time, you're going to service your stockholders as a publicly traded company.
Mm-hmm.
So, if we are servicing our end users with the right products, the right price, and really not even our end users, our plants, right?
Right.
We're going to be successful, and if we're successful, we're going to serve our stockholders.
Well, and these are hypotheticals I'm throwing out to you guys, but I believe wholeheartedly, personally, that we're in the middle of a green rush, or not in the middle, at the very beginning of a green rush, that everyone that's involved is going to be fine, including the shareholders of SMG, including the people at GH, including the people at the local hydro store. You're going to have so many new customers come in as legislation changes, as more people become more aware of what they're ingesting and want to ingest better and grow their own stuff. We're going to be in the middle of a green rush, and it's going to be all good. But, for a publicly traded company, it's not also the matter of profitability. It's a matter of the stock price of that share. Like Starbucks doesn't care if a Starbucks is profitable because the stock goes up every time they open up a new Starbucks. So their idea, they're like, okay, I'll open them up, 100 feet from each other down the street as long as that stock price keeps going up. So, there is an amount of skepticism. And with the big Wall Street recession that happened in 2006, 2007, people are wary of publicly traded company. And I understand that. So, I just want to throw this out because these are questions that I've been asked and been seeing around on the internets. Not just one net.
On
it's
the interwebs.
Nets. Yeah, I am the decider, and I'm going to decide to talk to Emily from A Girl in a Garden. She's got some questions for you boys. Emily, what's going on?
Not much. What's going on?
Not much. Now, Emily, let's give
Keep
you a little
it clean, Emily.
a little background. Yeah. You used to run sales at Serenade, which was at one point acquired by Bayer, and you saw some things change for the better, not for the better, and you have some questions for the boys. So go ahead and take it.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to ask this question. What is the stance on, since we're in a green movement and it's all about green, is it wink, wink, nudge, nudge, or are you guys going after the cannabis growers?
So, that... Oh, okay.
Like, are you guys talking about it, or is it kind of...
Well, that growing cannabis is still federally illegal, so it's all fruits, flowers, and tomatoes as far as we're concerned. But
yeah, purple tomatoes.
All right, let me rephrase it. Are we going to be seeing companies like this at High Times Cups?
Hey, this is Chris. Probably not. It's as we've been talking about at length. Hawthorne Gardening Company is we operate independently. We are a subsidiary of Scotts Miracle-Gro. They're a publicly traded company,
right.
So they have things that they can't do, say, comment, whatever. So I gotta respect sort of the rules that I play by.
So the acquisition of it is not directed towards that industry, even though people can use Miracle-Gro, they can use GH, they can use Canon nutrients from Holland, they can use whatever they want on any plants that they grow. So So aside from that, I don't think that's going to be happening, just like Chris said, Emily. But, you have been a center point of in an acquisition by a big company and stuff. Well, what are some of the concerns and stuff that you may have for the employees that are working for GH that you saw as an employee for a company that was acquired?
Well, I think my experience is different because the company I worked for was acquired for the technology and not for the employees. And my question is, I hear that everything's staying the same. Are you guys there for the employees too? Because that's a huge part of running a business, is the family.
No, absolutely. This is Chris again, and I'm going to hand this off to Ross in a second, but the answer's yes. And like I said, the employees are family, and that was one of the things that was really attractive about GH and Vermicrops. Not only are they family businesses, but the people that work there are act like family to each other, and that was really important to us. But I mean, aside from that, shit, it's Ross's team. So I'd say, Ross, what's the plan?
The plan is, like I said earlier, stay the heading. But one of the wonderful things we found, Larry and I, with Jim and Chris early on in the discussions as they began for the acquisition or the partnership was, Larry and I both said, we're not interested in being acquired to kind of absorb us. We're interested in growing these businesses. We're interested in growing our family, our teams. And if that's not part of what your vision is for us, then we're not interested in continuing the conversation. And, I think we gained a little respect from them on that, and we made that clear up front. And then they were on board right away. I mean, through the process of due diligence and all the other stuff that went along with the partnership, I became friends with Chris. Larry became friends with Jim. I became friends with Jim. These guys are a family. It was really, really refreshing to see, because we had a perception of SMG as well, and it was so far outside of our perception. These guys are real people with real history, with real family ethics. So the idea that we're gonna merge products or merge people or take away departments, not even. We're not getting rid of one position in our either company. In fact, we have open positions.
Are you sure you still want Will?
Well,
little does Will know there's a clause in there.
Dun dun dun.
He didn't take a shot with me, so it's questionable at this point.
Yeah, I got one of those fatty livers, but I'm banking on the SMG insurance fixing that shit.
Foie gras. We're having Will foie gras for dinner.
I was a little disappointed in Devin. His hyphy has turned down a lot since he moved down to SoCal.
I'd love to hear real quick though from either Will or Matt or both. How you guys feeling right now?
Yeah, Emily, this is Matt.
Some type of way.
I've got to tell you, originally we all had some concerns. We didn't know how this was going to affect us. We saw some new people around here and there, and then we got to actually meet them and have time with them. And
you got those stock shares, and you're like, yes.
Oh, well, I won't speak to that. I'm saying.
Hey, by the way, Heavy T will be paid in stock shares from now on.
It's all Azamax 1 ounces, buddy. All Azamax 1 ounces.
I'm going to bunghole those across the border.
That's
okay,
it.
I do have another question because not everyone has the best impression of Scott.
Okay.
And Miracle Grow. And I will say my personal thing is this must have been a family member of yours. It was the CEO of Scott's at the time, did a keynote speech at the IGC show. I think it was in 2011, one of the first years. And it was a show celebrating and promoting independent garden centers. And I got to sit through a keynote speaker with the Scott CEO. All he talked about was how much profit margin he made selling to big box stores. And I watched retailers walk out of that and say they would never buy that product again. How are you going to overcome and let people know that Scott's is separate than this Hawthorne Gardening Group?
Yeah, there is certain things that image over doing business since 1951. Things have popped up, and you may not have people may not have the best image of Scott's in certain areas. How are you going to deal with that?
Well, we're dealing with it now, and I think Emily, like I said earlier in the show, actions speak a lot louder than words. I can sit here and say, look, we're going to protect the retailers that GH, that Vermicrop's been working with this whole time, that the whole industry is.
Right.
I mean, guys like you. Until we actually do it, talk is awfully cheap.
Well, there's an action here already, Chris. You guys flew down here to our little studio here to take the time and address the listeners' concerns. And I could tell you, in my opinion, Emily, listeners, People have speculated that Scott's just going to dismantle the company. GH is gone forever. That they're going to cut out certain things in the line, make it more profitable. This or that. Find the loss leaders or the loss, the products that have a loss. Get rid of them. The fact that they come all the way down here to actually come on this little show and
On
tell
short notice.
you that is not what's going to happen is an action that speaks monuments to what you're talking about. And time will tell over the time of what you're saying if it actually comes to fruition. But right now, I'm really pleased, and it shows a great deal of integrity in my eyes that you came down to do the show tonight, guys.
I appreciate it.
And I have one question while Emily's on the phone, too, since she knows about all these things that I've been defending GH this whole last 2 weeks. Obviously, they're not going to go on.
He's the most hated man in Hydro already.
Yeah,
so
already.
but there's nothing he could do to piss people off more.
I've used GH from the day I started growing hydroponically indoors in the late 90s, and I've used other products. I've switched to things people told me were better, but when it came down to it, nothing was as consistent as the GH product line. And so I have mixed so many reservoirs of GH 3-part that I literally don't even need measuring devices anymore. I can just look at the meter
Vinny.
as I add stuff, and it'll be great. So my final question to you on that is, just to dispel the myths that I have continually seen people bring up.
What the fuck are you doing, Duff? Just because you're not on the air.
The Hawthorne Group guy, the CEO guy is coming in.
He's here, dude.
Dude, are you
Where is
interested
he?
in my question?
Yeah, he's got a question.
I just skated with that guy earlier today over at the Cerrito Skate Park.
Oh, shit.
Over there.
Get out of here, Mr.
Yeah,
Big Guy.
please.
Yeah, we did. Nice
We're trying to
kickflip
do a
earlier.
we're trying to do a
That
serious
was awesome. Nice kickflip
show
grind.
here.
But let me get this little cleaner.
Turn it off. Turn it off.
Hey, security.
Turn it off. Hey, hold on real quick, though. Don't you have a product pitch for Chris and the Hawthorne Group? Hit it.
Yeah, I do. Hey, Dr. Duffman here. Hey, I know mixing nutrients is really hard. And, sometimes you do it a little buzzed. And sometimes you don't remember if that was the double A or the double B you put in there. So don't forget to get the Forgive from Dr. Duff. I'm going to sell it to Hawthorne over here, Chris here. It's going to be called I don't know what after I sell it to him. But the Forgive wipes out what you put in that nutrient little vial, whatever.
What are you looking for in price?
I'm going to talk about what it does first.
Okay.
It saves water because it wipes out whatever you just did. The mistakes are wiped out. It's called Forgive for a reason. And you save water because we're in a drought. And you know what? Heel Hauser would thank me right now if he was alive.
That's a California
and
goal.
In honor of Heel Hauser in California, the Forgive will be down at a very low price for the Hawthorne Group if they want to buy.
Sounds awesome, man.
Maybe about $10.
Are you
Got
into
a deal?
All right.
So, Chris,
we do business.
Chris, how long have you and your family been members of the Illuminati?
The Illuminati, dude, since the beginning.
Yeah, they started that shit. No, but to get back to what I was
why
asking,
did you take out the Fukushima power plant?
Why did you take down the Trade Center towers? That's ridiculous. No, my
That's
question.
too
My
soon,
question.
too
My
soon,
question. Oh, is it still too soon? Okay. No, my question, and all these people are saying this repeatedly on the internet, and I can't find anything on Wikipedia or anywhere else where everyone gets their news at. But is Scott's Miracle Grow actually owned by Monsanto?
No.
Wait. Can you say that again?
Absolutely not. What I'll say to people is, use your Google. Like,
Listen
Scott's
up.
Miracle Grow traded company. Publicly. Monsanto, publicly traded company. Like, there are no secrets out there about who owns who. Please do your work. Figure it out before you go spewing, like, nasty stuff. SMG has a licensing and partnership agreement for one product. Roundup is the product. No sense in bouncing around that.
Yeah, we all know what that is.
Yeah, and
it's for the retail level.
It's for consumers,
Right.
which accounts, and this is also Googleable. It accounts for 3% of Roundup's total sales.
Right.
The rest are direct by Monsanto to Big Ag, which we don't have any business. We SMG have no business.
So
in.
for the listeners, the shop owners, it's like Sunlight Supply distributing GH and selling to stores that want to buy it, and for us to say GH and Sunlight Supply are one and the same. It's completely separate.
Budweiser doesn't own NASCAR because they're official beer sponsor of NASCAR.
Yeah, but
they just have a partnership.
So that's settled, okay? Emily, you still there?
Yes.
See, Emily, so you heard it too. They do not own Scott's Miracle Grow.
Or our own by.
That's
I
right.
know this.
Well,
and
I know
keep
you know this,
posting
but all
the
these other
information.
fucktards out here don't know. And I'm getting tired of
I keep
answering their
thinking
shit. It's taking away from my quality time with my dog.
Put it this way, Horty and I have looked like the biggest assholes last week.
Well, that's
by
because I
trying to
am.
Tell people I'm not. You might be.
Thank
By
you, Emily.
Trying to tell people that they are not
Debatable.
owned by Monsanto. It's a marketing agreement. And if you actually work in big ag, which I have worked in large-scale egg, whatever, I have an accent. Anyway.
You have an accent. You're from Southern California.
I'm not. I'm from up by Canada.
Oh, that's why you're so stupid.
It's pennies on the dollar. And as someone was saying, what Roundup is sold in large-scale commercial is absolutely huge amounts of dollar-wise than what's sold to the end user.
Yeah, and there's a difference. If someone goes into a store and buys it and knowingly uses it, then that's on the consumer. If a company hold on, excuse me, I'm talking. Did I take a breath and give you the impression I was done talking? Anyways, Emily, you're
Happy
done.
birthday to me. Thanks for the bottle, GH.
If you're patenting live GMO seeds and blanket spraying it with herbicide, insecticides, and not letting the consumer be informed by fighting against labeling and all that stuff, that is some evil shit. If you're buying the shit off the shelf that is a herbicide or pesticide and spraying it on your own garden, that's on you.
Or spraying it on your driveway. It's a little bit different than spraying it on wheat crops to kill them so that the combine can harvest them in one process while they're dry instead of actually cutting it down and letting it dry.
Farmers that have their wheat pollinated by their hybrid patented seeds. This is a whole nother show, and we're getting off point.
Right.
But for the record now, one more time, Chris, Scott's is not part or has any ownership ties to Monsanto.
Zero ownership ties.
There you have it, buddy. There you have it. Hey, Chef John has been holding for quite a while from Texas.
Tejas?
Yep, he has some questions. Chef John.
Hey guys, good talk, man. Hey, thanks for congratulations first of all on the acquisition.
Thank you.
Good job on y'all, man. As an end user, I started growing vegetables to get away from big ag, and came across the general organics line and really was pleased with it. It was growing great stuff, so I started using that to grow and sell to some local restaurants and some friends. With this acquisition comes a few questions, but I think y'all have done a great job in clarifying some of my initial questions.
Transparency is key in this instance.
I'm sorry?
I said transparency is very key in this instance.
Man, I agree, and it's so great to hear you say that. Thank you. I just wanted to call in and find out and listen and see what's going on, man, but I'm very pleased with what I'm hearing, and, I hope to continue to grow with y'all. If you need any help in Texas, let me know. I'd love to partner up. I don't know that I could do anything. I'm just a small guy with a small farm in my backyard, but man, I love your products, and keep them clean, and I'll keep using them.
We appreciate you, man, very much.
All right, Chef. Where do you shop at in Texas?
Texas Hydroponics.
Let's
send him some Geo.
Let's send him a Geo box and some smart pots.
Say hi to Texas Tom from Ross.
There you go. The Geo box has everything you need: BioGrow, BioBloom, BioBud, the BioWeed. Wink, wink.
Black gold.
The black gold. Yeah, baby. That's what Cali Breeze has with Dr. Dove's wife.
Hey, man, that Newcastle looks delicious.
Oh, snap. He's like salivating at us. Okay, we're back. Hey, here's a technical question about 3-part for you.
There you go.
Brandon from Cali has a question about 3-part. Go ahead, Brandon.
Yes, sir. I was wondering, you guys were talking about being acquisition, the 3-part.
Yeah, well, we're talking right now.
All their products are in the acquisition. That would include the 3-part.
They just bought the pH up and down.
I was wondering if
they bought a 55-gallon of each.
Is it going to be cheaper?
No. The ticker. It's publicly sold something.
Yes.
Oh, you want to know what the ticker for Hawthorne Group is?
Yes, sir.
See, we're good at digging it out of them over here.
Yeah, that was good translation.
We speak stoner.
So Hawthorne Gardening Company is a subsidiary of Scotts. So we don't have our own ticker symbol. We're not a public company. If you're looking for the Scotts Miracle-Gro ticker, it's SMG.
SMG.
Yeah, if you type in like SMG quote into Google, that'll take you to like
buy
the,
some stock.
Yeah. Dude, buy some up, man. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Is that like High Point right now? He's like, buy it all.
Buy it all. Buy it all. We're getting ready to dump a bunch.
I think it's a good buy.
Oh, there you got
I would
it.
agree.
So, Brandon, are you a GH user? Have you been?
Yeah, I like the 3-part, and I hope it remains the same.
It will, man. We're dedicated to keeping the products the same, the people the same, and our factories the same.
Yeah, there's no reason to fix something that's not broken. So all these people who think that they're just going to miraculously start reformulating something with 38 years of success
Absolutely
is just
not.
ridiculous. Or ridiculous, as I would say.
Well, and Chris, this is Matt. I don't want to speak for Hawthorne, but earlier when it was asked, were they coming just for the people, coming for the technology? They love our technology. As Horty just said, we have the products that work, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And the 3-part has really built our company over the years, and we would be crazy to change that in any way. Every day I come to work to the same place. There's the same people in there. We're making the same great products the same great way. Business as usual, and I'm really happy with that because I use the products as well. So things are looking good as they always have.
Well,
Great. I feel better now.
What do we say to the end users and the retailers that are lashing out? And some of them I see they say blowout sale, General Hydro. I saw one on
good for the end users. They're gonna get a better price out of the store.
Well, the neighbor store is going to come through pretty well.
And then they'll end up going to the other store around the corner because the other one won't have GH anymore. It's pretty simple.
You know what is so ironic to me is that
Just
store
because you're in
owners
business
and
doesn't mean you're a good
users
business person.
will support companies that have owners that are alleged child molesters, with owners that are allegedly
Murderers, drug traffickers.
tried to murder their ex-wife. There's a lot of things that people don't have a qualm with, except when a large company comes into the fray, they get all frantic about it and worked up that Chicken Little, the sky is falling, which to me, this legitimizes everything that we've worked for Larry the last 38 years, for me, the last 10 years, 12 years of being in the industry. So I'm stoked to have this. I'm stoked to hear what you guys are saying. Time will tell, like we've said over and over again, and we'll see. We might end up having a show where we all call you liars at some point.
Don't count on it.
I won't be
bring
here
a bigger bottle.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? We do got to pay some of the bills. We've had several questions lined up. One phone line's open. Wait, no, it's not open anymore. Call in, though. Have your dialer ready, 562-653-0707. We need a beer refill and a safety meeting.
Yes.
And we'll be right back here on Heavy T's Grow Show, DFCRadio.com.
GH.
Cool, guys. Oh, yeah.
Have a little party at my crib, and all the weed is low. That's how it is when you fucking with some OG niggas blowing OG smoke. Don't even gotta ask, you already know we bout to go. Have a little party in my crib, and all the weed is low. That's how it is when you fucking with some OG niggas blowing OG smoke. Don't even gotta ask, you already know we bout to go. Young nigga that's more famous than these older niggas. Young nigga got my game up from these older niggas. Motherfuckers hear my name, I say I told you, nigga. I was taught to count my paper before I folded, nigga. Now look at my chains, all them things frozen, nigga. Rolling up my Mary J before I smoke it with ya. Hit this J, I bet this be a day you don't remember. Looking at the top and I don't see not one contender. Cooking out the pot, I like my weed for lunch and dinner. Got some cookies in the jar, OG in the blender. You paying for quantity, but quality is what you spend for. If there's a marijuanaology, I'll be your mentor. And Alabama's chronic leaf is what you in for. So give your parents my apology from me again, or
The next level of growing is here. The growing revolution is here. DFCRadio.com. DFCRadio.com.
You may proceed with your questions, Mr. Matson.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Smith, is it not true on the night of April the 20th, you took responsibility for 12 females, and that you immediately took those females and locked them in your basement?
Yeah, that's right. And you should have seen them, looking all pretty and such.
Yes, I'm sure they were. But could you tell the court what happened next?
I mean, I kept them down there, trying to keep them safe from the world.
But that's not all, is it?
What are you getting at?
What I'm getting at, sir, is those girls were kept in a potting soil that was so low in nutrients that they barely had enough to survive. Are these the same girls that you did not plant in Sanctuary Soil's Empire Builder?
I didn't know about Sanctuary Soil's Empire Builder.
You should have known that Empire Builder contains all the nutrients those plants needed, as well as beneficial bacteria and fungus. You should have known that the guanos, worm castings, and over 20 micronutrients in Empire Builder would keep those plants vigorous and healthy. And you should have known that once the plants were placed directly in Empire Builder, that all you had to do was to keep the plants watered, and you would have seen amazing results.
I'm so sorry I didn't know.
Well, you should have also known that Empire Builder is now available in 2 cubic foot bags as well as by the truckload. Your Honor, I rest my case.
I have no choice but to find the defendant guilty of not using Sanctuary Soil's Empire Builder. Now get out of my courtroom.
Sanctuary Soil's Empire Builder. For more information, go to sanctuarysoil.com. Sanctuary Soil. Using anything else is criminal.
What's up, everybody? You're listening to the Heavy T Grow Show. La, 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 la.
Hey, Heavy Maze here, down at the local hydro shop, talking with local growers on how to improve their garden.
Me? What's up?
Now, I've noticed you have a bottle in your hand. What is in that bottle?
This bottle's a PGR. I use it for height control because I'm in a tent.
You're using PGRs to control the height of your plants, but haven't you noticed that the quality of your plants goes down tremendously?
Oh, God, that's the worst part about it, and I go to the farmer's market a lot, and I try to give them my fresh fruits and stuff, and they beat me down on the prices ever since I've used it.
Well, what if I told you right now there's a product today you can buy that brings back all of the lost essential oil production and quality, it recovers the natural look and flavor of your plants, and maintains flower size, but gets rid of excessive flower hardness.
What, dude? Now, slow down. You're telling me there's something out there that's going to bring all that back in one product. What is this product? Because I need it right now.
That's right. It's called Uber Recover. Uber Recover is a product to be used on your plants after excessive PGR treatment or stress. Check it out at ubergrower.com or ask for it at your local hydro shop.
Oh, I will.
Get to punishing it with Uber Grower and Uber Recover.
The green pad's great for your garden, but what about your clones and seedlings? Introducing the Green Pad Junior, the only CO2 generator designed specifically for clones and seedlings. The Green Pad Junior can help increase the health of your clones and seedlings while at the same time speeding up the rooting process by days. Visit your favorite hydro store or go online to thegreenpadstore.com. That's thegreenpadstore.com. The Green Pad and the Green Pad Junior CO2 generators. Just hang, spray, and walk away.
You're listening to Heavy T's Grow Show. Call in right now, 562-653-0707 for your chance to talk to Heavy T, Horty Chris, and the Duff Man only on DFCRadio.com.
Is he on season 8 Duck Dynasty? He's working out the negotiations with that beard?
Yep, you should hear his whistle.
Really?
That's his wife.
I'm going to have to find out. I'm going to ask him right now.
Shame me about his whistle.
From Growth Technology, who brought you Attack of the Clonex and Hydrodynamics International, creators of Night of the Nitrozyme, comes the most thrilling sequel since the creation of 2-part nutrients, Clonex Mist.
I don't know, Billy. I don't think we should be fooling around in this old abandoned greenhouse.
Come on, baby. No one's here. Just you and me.
What was that?
Yeah, it sounded like it came from over there, in the nursery.
Oh, Billy, I'm scared. Let's get out of here.
I'm sure it's nothing. Hey, what's that? No, it can't be. Ah!
Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the garden, Clonex Mist. A new and unique product specially formulated to enhance growth and vigor in tender young plants while promoting robust root development and elongation of root hairs.
Doctor, you've got to help me. It's Billy. Something's happened.
Dear God, there are 2 of him. He has cloned himself.
No, Doctor. That's the Smith twins. Billy's sitting right behind them.
Of course.
Why didn't I see that before?
Comprised of minerals, amino acids, and natural additives, Clonex Mist was designed to be used in conjunction with Clonex rooting compound and Clonex clone solution. In clinical trials, clones sprayed with Clonex Mist generated roots up to 25% earlier, with roots being up to 30% longer and 150% more numerous. Available in a 100 milliliter ready-to-use spray applicator. Just spray your mother a few days in advance, take your cuttings using Clonex gel, and continue to mist the cuttings every 2 days. The speed of root development will shock you. Clonex Mist from Hydrodynamics International. For more information, visit us on the web at hydrodynamicsintl.com. Clonex Mist. Cloning just got a lot easier.
And now, a grow tip with Heavy T.
Lighting is a crucial part of any indoor garden. Too often, growers refer to lumens for their light output. Lumens are for humans. Plants want photons. Therefore, keep the micromole at your canopy level from 1,000 to 1,200. You may need to purchase a par meter to determine the correct height to hang your light. But if you do, your plants will reward you with an increased yield. This is Heavy T reminding you to grow responsibly.
For more grow tips, go to dfzradio.com.
You're listening to dfzradio.com.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. Yeah. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. Now, what y'all wanna do? Wanna be ballers, shot callers, brawlers, who be dipping in the bins with the spoilers. On the low from the Jake and the Taurus, trying to get my hands on some grants like Horace. Yeah, living the raw deal. 3-course meal, spaghetti, fettuccine, and veal. But still, everything's real in the field. And what you can't have now, leave when you will. But don't knock me for trying to bury 7 zeros over in Rio de Janeiro. Ain't nobody's hero, but I wanna be heard on your hot 9-7 every day. That's my word. Swimming in women with their own condominiums, 5+5s who drive millenniums. It's all about the Benjamins. What? I get a 50-pound bag of oof for the mutts. 5 carrots on my hands with the cuts, and something European chromed out with the clutch.
Broke nigga, drinking more liquor, driving a broke bigger. I'm with mo sippers, watched by gold diggers, rocking Bajor denims with gold zippers. Lost your touch, we kept ours. Pop
The next level of growing is here. The growing revolution is here. DFZRadio.com.
Microphone
What is,
checker.
what is? The Free Army. We're here with Chris from the Hawthorne Group, Ross from GH, Matt from GH, and Will from Vermi Crop. Growing that Vermi Fire with that Vermi Crop. Oh, wait, no. Growing with Vermi Fire.
There you go. Growing the fire with the vermifire, my
There
friend.
you go.
Hot fire.
It's on fire. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the show you want to be tuning into right now. Call a friend, take a picture, write it down. I don't give a fuck. 562-653-0707. Now, we've had some industry insiders calling all night. We had, Mycofusion James. We had Eric from Garden Culture Magazine. Emily
Eric?
from A Girl in a Garden and Nanolux. And now we have an opportunity to talk with Mr. Jeff Edwards, the president or former president of the PGTA. And also
And
a laundry list of other companies he's worked with, including HDI, Rock Nutrients, consulting.
Superior Grower Supply in Michigan.
Respected legend of the industry.
Yes, he is. Jeff.
Hey.
And
Jeff, Mr. Edwards, what's up, buddy?
Let's not forget, graduate of Los Alamitos High School, one of my alma maters. I didn't graduate there, but I went there for a little bit. Then they kicked me out.
Los Alamitos, yes.
Go
Now, I didn't
Griffins.
graduate from there, but I went there for a couple of years.
Does anyone?
So you were basically there for 9th grade?
It's a good school. It's good.
Ninth and or 10th
Sorry,
and
that was
11th,
too easy.
Navy brat. What can I say?
Right on, brother. So, we're having this conversation, this dialogue tonight. I know that you are a moderator in a group called the Hydro Tank, which this has been a very, very hotly debated topic. Let's hear your representation of that group, and the time is yours. So you're on with Chris and Ross. Go ahead.
Listen up. Well, I just want to thank. I think what you said earlier about transparency, it goes a long way, Chris. That you and the crew, Ross, Matt, Will, y'all came down to talk about this with the industry. I think that says a lot about character, and that's one of the things that Heavy T alludes to in the industry is we try to self-monitor the people who participate and make sure that they have at least a little bit of character. My initial question goes to what kind of influence is Hawthorne going to have on SMG? I want to give a shout out to the fact that a lot of people don't realize this, but Miracle Grow used to be known as Stern's Miracle Grow, and if it wasn't for Mr. Stern, and the original Stern's Miracle Grow, Larry and General Hydroponics might not be even in business. In fact, he pioneered home fertilization.
Otto Stern.
Consumer fertilization.
That's a cool name, Otto.
What kind of
Cheers.
influence is Hawthorne going to have? Are we going to see more advertising of hydroponics to mainstream gardeners as a result of this pairing? I think that's a lot of people's concerns is how exactly are we going to see a more of a mainstream push, which would in turn increase the business of many of these stores.
No, it's a great question. I think I can't speak to what SMG sort of as a bigger business is going to do as far as sort of investing in advertising, but this is a really important thing for us. When we founded Hawthorne, it was with an eye towards sort of developing a business culture and a way of doing business that hopefully we could apply towards the bigger company as time went on. And I think the focus that Hawthorne and this deal and this category as a whole is getting by the leadership back in Ohio, I think really speaks to how excited they are. And a bunch of the leadership from SMG was out here a couple days ago, just meeting the people out here, seeing all the facilities, and trying to really get a hand on why Hawthorne is so excited about this. And they came away, super excited. So
sorry for butting in, but SMG is a Midwest company, right? They're based in Ohio.
Yep.
Your family's from the East Coast, and out here on the West Coast, it tends to be a little bit more liberal when it comes, a little bit more progressive in terms of thinking and gardening. A lot of the biggest hydro companies are based on the West Coast. Was it a hard sell, or to the SMG group for you guys to say, look, we need to look at this share? Because I saw your father put out a thing saying, look, we're looking at more niche markets because the big box stores have kind of leveled out. They're not opening as many new locations anymore. We gotta continue to take care of customers in different areas, and we need to look at smaller marketed companies rather than just these huge $100 million. Well, you are $100 million. But you understand what I'm saying.
Allegedly.
Was it a tough sell to those guys?
Well,
potentially being more conservative.
No, we, as a, like I said, privately, publicly traded company, we're going to have, things that we have to do and ways that we sort of have to be. But, and I think like any deal, you're going to have some people that feel good about it, and you'll have other people that question it. I think any business transaction, when you beat it around and when it says as big of a decision.
Well, then let me be a little bit more pointed. Your father. Did you have to convince him, or was he on the same page you are?
He is 100% on the same page, and he's been talking about getting into the hydroponics business for quite some time, and that's a characteristic about him that's been pretty well documented. So, he's been pushing this as hard as any of us have within the company,
Great.
and he's a great advocate for what we're trying to do at Hawthorne and with GH.
Nice.
And a brilliant man, by the way.
Nice.
So, obviously.
Sorry for taking a little bit of your thunder there, Jeff, but go ahead, continue, brother.
No, not at all. No, not at all. So, Chris, one of the and Ross, one of the big concerns amongst the store owners, and I think you guys have already touched on it, is that, if I want to twist it a little bit, is that the independent store owners are fearful that they're going to see General Hydro products in all the Home Depots and Lowe's and Walmarts within a couple of months. Personally, I don't think that's going to happen, but I'm on the other side of the coin. I believe in the rising tide raises all boats, and that I'd really like to see those products in Lowe's and Home Depot because I think it would generate more interest among the mainstream public. My problem is when I walk down the aisle, the gardening aisle, quote unquote, in Lowe's or Home Depot today, it seems to be dominated like 80% by Scott's and or Miracle Grow. In fact, I couldn't even find a bag of potting soil that didn't have Miracle Grow on it in Lowe's the other day. So I'm a little, and a lot of my peers are a little skeptical.
That's like that post I made.
To diversification here.
I think Ross, I'll speak to that for a moment. Is
sure.
I start with, I had a store in 2002, so I'm rooted in this industry. This is my home. There's a lot of my friends and family all exist in this industry. So I don't think that if we put GH SKUs, current SKUs, in or Home Depot or Lowe's now, that we wouldn't just be stealing customers from our current retailers. I wouldn't say that our brands won't end up there in some format, but it wouldn't be wise of us to just take customers and move them from one segment or one channel to another. It doesn't.
I don't think you could do it, from a logistical point of view, because you wouldn't be able to take up as much shelf space.
I'll second that and say that the other side is, from a business point of view, I don't think if we put all our products on a shelf of Home Depot or Lowe's that we would turn them fast enough for them to even keep them on the shelf. Number one. Number two.
Nor would I want you to see that. Would I want to see that? But it would be nice to see a representation of products.
I agree with you there.
And general products, again, to pique interest in this whole new concept of hydroponics, which segues nicely into my next question. Chris, 5 years ago, I couldn't buy a picture of somebody growing food in their backyard. Today, I have people sending me weekly multiple pictures of their backyard hobby vegetable garden. Will Hawthorne commit to expanding this market on the food side of things, as well as the obvious cannabis side of things, which may, in fact, still be nudge, nudge, wink, wink?
The answer is absolutely. Feeding people, it's harder and harder for people here in the States, Europe, and especially, I think, if you look sort of globally in places like India, China, for people to get food that they can trust. And the food they can trust is really expensive, and I think it's a big problem that I don't think is seen by a lot of people here in the States. So pursuing a sort of a feed yourself movement is really important to us, and that's a big part of a lot of the things we've been doing between brands like Eco Scraps, AeroGarden, and certainly GH. So pushing the sort of grow your own food movement, absolutely priority. It's the thing that sort of gets me up in the morning, as corny as that sounds. So.
Are you a gardener yourself, Chris?
That's
Absolutely.
My girlfriend's hand, but I feel you.
Yeah. Have you tried hydroponic gardening, or are you a traditional soil gardener?
Mostly traditional soil, raised bed garden, growing tomatoes, basil, that kind of thing.
I bet you can get a good deal on 3-part if you want to try hydro now.
I just say I've been to his house and they have a lot of plants. They're growing a lot. He's a gardener, 100%.
All right, that's awesome, dude. Go ahead, Jeff.
No, that's pretty much what I wanted to cover. I'm hopeful that the good people of General Hydroponics, the good family, will be able to exert a positive influence upon the Hawthorne Group and SMG by extension. I guess my last question is, after appearing on the show, Chris, does the Heavy Tea Show, can they still count on General Hydroponics sponsorship?
Of course, yeah.
What?
Well, he's
Cordy,
saying
did you
that-
pay him?
No, but
It's Ross's budget,
Dude,
but yeah.
Hey Ross, I just get paid to work here. It's his show, not
Hey,
mine. You never
T,
listen.
did you set that up?
It's the Heavy Tea
You
Grow
set
Show,
that up,
not the
didn't
Horty
you?
Chris Show.
Yes, can we sign a 5-year contract at
Yes,
10?
right now. It's like 10,000 a month each. I will wear this T-shirt every time.
Yeah, that's the only shirt you own.
True.
All right. Hey, Jeff, I really appreciate you calling in, representing the Hydro Tank, representing growers across the country.
Representing hydroponics. Thank you, Jeff.
Do you have anything that you want to promote tonight? Any plug that you have?
Well, I'm working with Judge Stone over at the Harvest Solutions. We got a new product out called Quick Snip. It's a trimmer lubricant, and it'll speed your trimming activities up significantly. So go on over to harvestsolutions.us and read all about it. Thanks a lot, guys.
You might want to try Astroglide for your scissors. I'm just saying.
It is like
Thanks,
Astroglide
Jeff.
for your scissors. It works pretty good too. I just tried some.
Lube.
Hey, Jeff, when you get that launched, make sure you call back, and we're going to get you some airtime and stuff so you can tell us all about that product.
Sweet. We'll do that.
All right, Jeff. Thanks for
again,
calling,
guys.
brother.
Have a great evening.
Thanks,
safe.
Jeff. Be safe, man.
You know, guys, we're addressing a lot of the concerns and things that are going on here. The candidacy is remarkable. I really just want to tell you guys thank you for coming in and doing this, and I know the listeners appreciate it. We still have plenty of calls here. Here's someone, Brad from Massachusetts, is worried about the money he's spending now on GH, maybe going towards other things. Let's see what he has to ask. Go ahead, Brad.
Hey, what's up, guys? I didn't really explain my question too well, I guess, to your screener.
No, really, our screener's just really not really qualified to be a screener, so he'll spell your name wrong. You're from the wrong state. The question is the other guy who called on line 6. It's no big deal.
Yeah, he doesn't have a GED. He has a GDE.
Corey, you killed it last week with all the Facebook fucktards. You definitely put everybody in their place. I work at that HTG in Shrewsbury, so I'm just kind of trying to talk about the sentiment from the customers that are coming in and kind of what we're doing, listening to all this, like, total nonsense that, like, we're hearing coming in, like, you know, just like Horty Chris talked about. Anyways, so basically what it is there's a couple of different people talking about it. But for the most part, 80% of the customers are not worried about Scott's coming in or GH kind of changing a ton of stuff. You know what I mean? The people that are worried about it don't really buy GH anyways. So they're not losing really any customers in my book, or as far as I can see, as far as our immediate experience in that, you know, in the last couple of weeks. But if anything, man, these products, I've seen a lot of price changes, a lot of different companies. GH is definitely not one of those companies that's notorious for adding tons of new products or changing their prices drastically or wildly. So I think that if anything, you know, if they want to add new products, it's going to make it easier for them, and it's going to make it better for the consumer in the long run, because they're going to have generally cheaper products. Because if they need $100,000 to start a new line or to get that, you know, thing running, that's going to happen for them.
They have the cash flow.
Problem. They have the capital to do that, exactly. And so these people should be like, oh, wow, maybe we should expect more amazing things from this company, not a bunch of watered-down crap, which, like we talked about, behooves no one. Behooves absolutely no one for them to change anything. Now, there is a few people that we've heard about, and we've talked about shops that are fuck GH, we're taking all the shit off the shelves, rah, witch, hunt, burn everything. Why? It makes absolutely no sense.
They got a free case of Big Bud from Big Mike.
They're so misinformed and uninformed. They think Monsanto's coming in. They're going to raid their hydro shop. The whole thing. It's
And
just
right,
a
and
total witch hunt.
they're putting their beliefs in front of their customers' wants and needs. So as a business owner, I mean, I have beliefs and I'm pretty opinionated, but if the customer wants something, I'm going to sell it to them, whatever they want. And the way you want it is the way I'm going to make it, because that's the feedback you get from the end user. So if I were to go to a store that told me, oh yeah, we don't sell GH here anymore, I would just be like, okay, well then you just basically told me to fuck off too. And what did I do to you? And what did they do to you? But your opinion makes you want to force me into some other stuff that I'm not comfortable
There's
using.
a lot of misinformation, and that's the information age that we live in. There's correct information.
Go find those shops and buy
and
your gallons of Floralicious Plus from them, I guess, for now, until that's gone, you know. But
that's that bullshit.
They got me. And then you'll never shop there again. Like you said, you'll never see that guy again. You don't have to worry about that. Whatever. You never have to make that money ever again. That's fine. Exactly. You know. But for the most part, man, we definitely point people towards GH because it's simple, it works, it's cost effective, and we use that with a mix of other products. You know, Roots Organic has some cool products, and I've worked at a couple different shops, and you know, we like what works for people that are going to ask us the least fucking questions, man. You know, and GH
just send them to Heavy T. I'll take all their duff questions.
We appreciate you, man.
Dude, yeah, we're stoked you like the product, man.
Hey, Brad, give a plug to your hydro store.
Sweet, man. I work at HDG, Shrewsbury, Mass, guys.
We appreciate you guys a lot.
Anytime.
Hey, what do you think, man, that we floss them out with some banners, posters, GH stuff, and just send a little care package?
Hey, you know what? Our boy Michael Bateman already has them locked down, but let's do it up twice as much.
All right, we're gonna send you a bunch of goodies from GH for both the store and your customers.
That's what's up, guys.
And
We
some
appreciate
Heavy
it.
T Grow Show T-shirts. Grow bigger, grow home.
Sick, dude. We're a couple big dice here. We need a couple X's. 2 X's if you got them.
Yeah,
Hey,
double.
That's no problem. You'll be wearing a GH Moo by the night's through.
Yeah. Hey, we for the new
it already.
our
I got
new
it. I got it
T-shirts,
at the Matt Field show.
Heavy T printed SpongeBob size shirts this time, so we got you covered.
Yeah, because
you can wear it or use it as a mattress cover.
Yeah, I'm known as Sponge Beard No
God,
Pants
I'm
now.
gonna put it over my pillows at night and just cry on it. That's fine.
All right, hey Brad, thanks for calling in.
I like Brad. He was smart about things. You know, it's about innovation. So having the resources to continue to innovate. We talk about Larry Brook. Larry Brook is an innovator. He is science, quality, and science. You know, we don't release a lot of products because Larry doesn't let us release anything until he knows and we know it's right. And Larry's going to be a big. That's where his involvement's going to continue. Is in that category.
Did Larry study agronomy at university, or is his background something else? Because
he's a graduate of Berkeley, but he's a student of the plant.
He's a physicist by trade.
That's what people say. They're like, "Hey T, how'd you get in this industry? Did you go to school for it?" I go, "No, I paid for school with this."
Right.
By growing tomatoes. Very sticky, icky tomatoes. Okay. Oh shit. Dude, how much time do we have left in the show? Because here's the deal.
Oh no. Well, we have at least 10 minutes till an official break, so he could probably talk for at least 10% of the time he wants to.
All right, so
they got Mitch.
Here it comes.
Everybody
Super organic Mitch. Do we got Mitch on the line?
Here's the deal.
Here's the deal. Mitch, you're online. Hey, you only have 10 minutes, bro.
Our favorite Hebrew brother, Mitch.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, this has got to be a record for listeners for the Heavy T Show. I bet they're going to have 15,000, 18,000 live.
What are you talking about, bro? We got triple that, right, guys?
Right. And so don't be putting out your promo code on the website right now. Just trying to get some extra sales.
Now, hey, at the end of the day, this is the greatest thing for all of us, and I'm just super excited and very proud of Ross and all those guys. And I just want to say that there's no way they're going to go ahead and stick this shit into. Can you imagine going to Walmart or Home Depot and trying to have someone show you how to set your meter?
Or how to mix. They'll be doing the Lucas formula.
Okay,
like,
hold on.
Don't even buy the green part.
Honest to God, hand to God, Mitch, hold on.
At all,
God damn it, Mitch. Hand to God. You're on hold, Mitch. Don't hang
He's a
up.
sponsor of the show, by the way.
Hand to God, there are customers that cannot set a fucking digital timer that come in and be like, T, can you set this for me? Yeah, so you want this on at 8 and off at the other 8? Okay, here you go. Go
I've
plug
seen
it in
the
now.
people at Walmart video. I feel you.
He's still talking. He didn't stop. Sorry, Mitch, you got cut off. You're breaking up. A little technical difficulty.
Well, I'm actually in the G, jetting up the 101 for Green Week in Humboldt. You know, my GMC with the Mission girls wearing their collars, Sarah and Nikki.
Oh man,
GA stickers on the bumper.
Dude, I want a GH shirt, and I wear a medium now, so I'll be freaking sporting it, dude.
I will send you one, Mitch. We got
At
you.
the end of the day, having horsepower is what it's all about, and the fact that I've told many people if I could be anybody in the hydroponics industry, it would be Ross. Now it's fucking...
Yeah, because his wife's cute. We know.
It's because of my haircut.
And you're always on Tinder.
Yeah. Mitch,
no, dude,
Mitch,
it's
now
the
that all your
greatest
hair
thing in
plugs
the
are
world,
in, man, you look way younger.
Now, listen, for the big box stores, I actually think a product like Mission would be a lot better.
See, there it goes.
No pH, no EC, the homeowner could just dump their hose water in there and just something to think about. I can do about one Home Depot in Modesto with my production, so don't get your hopes
He could
up.
turn around right now and meet you at his facility.
Right.
Mitch,
Yeah.
you've got your thumb on the pulse of this industry. You're on both sides. You're in the shop. You're on the distribution, the manufacturing side. You know, you said that you think it's good. Why do you think this is good for the hydro industry?
Listen, the vetting
Here's the deal.
and the understanding that a public company like Scott's, I mean, let me tell you what, when Chris brought this to the table, I bet you a lot of people looked at him really funny.
Is that true, Chris?
And
That's true.
I think that the fact that at the end of the day they bought GH just proves that we're all correct and this is the greatest thing in the world. And I'm excited that there's people like Ross and Will. And listen, if I could be Vermicrop, I would be Vermicrop, but I'm not.
Thanks,
So,
Mitch. We
you know
appreciate
what?
that, man.
Well, hey, you know I mean it too, dude. You guys are first class, and you make me a better company too. So,
well,
and you know, people could say what they want. You're not Monsanto, and to me, it's like Sloan Kettering getting a vegan chef and letting acupuncture be paid for by the hospital. You know, you're going to change the culture of the company. One of the Mission Girls.
I agree,
barking
Mitch.
at me.
Yes. Tell those bitches to shut up.
Let's say, how many Mission Girls you got, Mitch? Is there like a horde of Mission Girls? We talking 10, 20? What are we talking?
He's got two, but there's 16 nipples between them.
Is that missionary?
Yeah. Well, actually, I think 24. Sarah's got some freak stuff going on where she's like...
she got some double nips.
Yeah, she got some triples.
Yeah. How much peanut butter has Sarah eaten in the last year?
I'm telling you, though, Nikki's turned out to be pretty freaking cool, so I'm happy. Hey, Sarah, you stay right here. We're pulled off of the, I just had to land on the side of the 101 here to let the girls out for a little stretch, so.
Good.
No, but I'm just, like I said, it's a great show. I really appreciate you guys coming down because there are a lot of people that tune in to the Heavy Tea, and, I really think it's important that people understand that this is like, we all get to be professional, and, it's great. Like I said, it's exciting to feel like we all graduated now, and we can all not be so weirded out by how people talk to us sometimes, because we do help feed people.
We do.
And that's what this is all about. So
Thank you, Mitch.
Hey, Mitch, thank you,
That's
man.
awesome.
All
Check
right,
out
Mitch.
missionfertilizer.com, sanctuarysoils.com. Mitch, a great guy making great products up there in the Central Valley. GH, here's the deal. Watch some GH.
Here's the deal. Okay, hold on, guys. I have to go and chase my dog.
Okay, bye. We're not
Get him.
24 nipples.
What
24
does
nipples.
that mean?
We're not holding one fucking second for Mitch.
Right.
We'll be here all day. Hey, check it out. Another dude from the industry. We've got Eric. Eric, Forever Flowering Greenhouses, right? Is this Eric?
Yeah, what's up?
What's growing on, Eric?
What's up, Eric?
Eric, you have helped innovate the light depth industry, especially in NorCal. It's going big in Colorado, going wherever they got full sun and a lot of land to start growing on. Greenhouses are going up all the time with that light depth, so you can manage the photo period and get more harvest more harvest per year, basically. So, Forever Flowering is the business. You have sold a lot of GH. You have told a lot of people to use GH. You're right there in the neck of the woods, right next to these guys. You're all
Vermicrop mostly, I'm actually in town at the baseball game with the kids right now, so I'm walking away from the baseball diamond, but I've been listening to this since 6 o'clock, and I love the DFC app. Man, that works out great. But yeah, I'm here in the heart of Vermicrop land.
right on. So, what's your question or comments for the guys?
Well, I just wanted to say, this is all interesting, and this industry does love controversy, and so I just wanted to call and get some airtime because I know you guys are, blasting out live to lots of people right now. But mainly, I was curious, can the Hawthorne Group tell us who's next? I mean, it ain't going to just stop with GH and Vermicrop. I'm sure this is only the beginning. So, I mean, if things have been in works for a while, there's got to be somebody that's about to. And Mitch, he sounds like he's gearing up.
Well, actually, outside the studio, Chris was talking about Grow Tech Greenhouse. No, just kidding.
Motherfuckers.
No, I'm just fucking with you. So yeah, that's a legitimate question, Chris. Is this a one stop at GH, or is this going to be the business plan of Hawthorne? Is bring in more of these specialized vendors and companies into the umbrella of the Hawthorne Group? I know you can't tell us exactly who's next. What's the plan as of the Hawthorne Group for additional additions?
All right.
Does that make sense? Kind of.
Yeah, no, I think I understand what you're asking.
Yeah, it's English.
Yeah.
I speak it
more
sometimes.
or less. Well, Hawthorne's
speak
about
Vietnamese.
it's about more than just hydro. So we've got categories. I mentioned indoor, urban, natural, organic. We're running stuff down in those spaces. Stuff that people we're partnering with. Stuff that we're creating sort of organically. It's a bad word for this space. But stuff we're creating ourselves.
Right.
Brands we're creating ourselves. In the hydro space, we've got a lot of work to do just to keep on working with GH and Vermicrop to make sure that we've got everything sort of figured out as best as we can. So, who's next? I mean, we'll figure it out as soon as we get to it, I guess. But we got our hands full right now, just running these companies with the people that are working at them and have been working at them as best as we can, making sure that we're doing business the right way. And as soon as we know we've got everything sort of down pat, businesses are humming, we'll think about the next step. But right now, it's just let's work with these dudes.
I think every company in this industry now is like either getting a new accountant or actually having their accountant catch everything up and get their books squared away. Because that's what the future of it is. And
you have to be if you want to do business, you have to be organized.
Right. If you want to do business with big companies, you need to have big company business ethics, which includes having all your T's crossed and your I's dotted. They're not going to buy your company
you don't
with
have
an
your
outdated bootleg version of QuickBooks that you haven't reconciled any payments in 9 years like me.
Yo, get
It's just
SAP.
never gonna happen.
You don't have your books done by your auntie.
Right.
You actually have an account manager and an accountant's skill.
You're not like Cash Deal? Cash Deal?
Chris, you just mentioned that GH and the organic division are separate. Does that mean that GH and Vermicrop are going to be within certain different divisions of Hawthorne Group?
No. The way that the deal took place, we started talking to Larry, and when we started talking to Larry, we started talking to Ross because Ross runs the business. And when you start talking to Ross, you start talking to Vermicrop as well. And
damn right.
And and Vermicrop is a soil business, as pretty much everyone knows, with a sort of small but growing nutrient business. GH owns
the space.
Well, owns the space, maybe a strong word, but
it owns
the
space.
Yeah, it owns the space.
Well respected
Yeah.
and connected.
So we were interested in a well-rounded business, which GH and Vermicrop were, and considering they were both run by the same dude, it was a pretty obvious connection. So we looked at it as one deal, but really it was two deals. We partnered with Vermicrop and GH, and from here on out, I think we're going to try over time. We don't want to rush it, but over time, get those businesses kind of integrated with one another, because I think that's the best way to run it, is that they know what they're doing. They can coordinate their activities even more than they already have been. And I think we can, or they can, Ross, and, he can speak to this. It's his show, but can really do well that way. And so it was sort of two deals in one.
And I don't want to put you guys at odds here, but when you go and purchase GH Vermicrop, was there anything that's glaring that stood out that you're going to change coming across?
Aside from Will?
Aside from Will. and his weak ass liver.
Don't be intimidated by what's below the pants, my friend.
All right.
Those are tight pants.
You look at something. My wife, I love my wife, beautiful woman, great tits, great ass. She's only 5'2". I'm 6'2".
Pictures.
We take photos together. Bitch is sucking on my double D titty. So it's a little tough. So I'll look at her and be like, "Love you, girl, but you can wear some high heels or something like that."
Or you could shrink a bra size or two.
I could, but that would jeopardize my claim as heavy T. It ain't skinny T. It's heart disease T next. So nothing glaring that that stood out that is you're looking to change in any way.
No, I mean, when you look at when you look at two businesses,
sponsorship of Heavy T's Grow Show.
These guys are doing really well.
Yeah.
It compared to Scott's, small businesses,
Yeah.
small businesses that are making a ton of money, and when you say, can we help them out, and whether it's sort of management tactics or operational shit that we can make
Right.
a little bit more efficient, and even if that means, West Coast, I think East Coast, West Coast, it's like common knowledge. GH has a facility on the West Coast. GH has a facility in West Virginia. They got
Yep.
East Coast and West Coast,
Right, and Europe as well, right? Across
That's where
the
they
pond.
get that
They do.
sang at. That ginseng.
So Vermicrop's only on the West Coast. So if we can help them make the same quality products, that means GH and Vermicrop employees traveling to specific places where we make stuff and making sure that it lives up to their standards.
Yep, 100%.
Then we can make the business more efficient, and that savings translates all the way down the line. And
So
that's
you're
the way we
living
want
up-
to change things.
You're living up to Ross's Vermicrop standards. No cutting corners.
Absolutely not.
No saying, look, I could get this cheap wood chips over here. We make that as a filler, and we put it in. We're going to make $1 more a bag.
There were a few agreements that Chris and I made through the process. A few. And
Couple stipulations.
Couple. And when one was people, I promised, and Larry's promised every one of our employees a position, an opportunity, and that there was no way we were going to jeopardize what we've promised. The second was the quality of our products. I am not willing to put my name, my face,
Integrity.
my voice, and my integrity on a product that isn't what we've told everybody it was, what we've shown everybody it was, by trying to cut costs in raw materials or cut costs in production. So, I look at Chris right now, and Chris will look at me and guarantee you that is not an option.
I
Those
see
aren't
it's a
options.
bromance going on. You guys are locked in your eyes with each
Super
other.
hardcore. I mean, if I wasn't sitting across from Matt, staring at Matt, you know what I mean?
Matt's kind of left out. Stop looking at me, Matt. I'm not down. I'm married.
And Chris is looking at Matt with a little jealousy in his eye. I can see it.
I'll continue the conversation just for a half second. There's a lot.
It's a weird shaped triangle.
I see a lot of chatter about big
trapezoid.
companies coming in making acquisitions and then trying to cut bottom line, right?
Yeah.
To increase profitability of companies. I have not heard one time, not once, from anybody in the organization, from SMG to Hawthorne all the way down. Hey, how do we buy stuff? How do we get cheaper product?
Right.
Can we create efficiencies with the same quality? Absolutely, we're going to have those discussions. 100%. But there's no discussion about how we cheapen things. There's no reason to.
Well, I'll go as far as to say is that also, like, we all know that in this industry, as soon as your product doesn't work the way it worked for me the last fucking time I used it, I'm
Absolutely.
like, fuck this crap. It just cost me a shit ton of money.
We got no margin for error.
Right. I'm trying to find something new. So all those people claiming that they're going to change everything and it's going to be different. It's like, why would they do that? Because as soon as you use, I've never bought a bottle of GH that was bad. Ever. I've bought bottles of other products that had rocks in the bottom and all kinds of weird shit going on, and it didn't work or it fucked my
That's
plants
why they
up.
called it rock nutrients. It gets cold on the Pacific Ocean, I heard.
So you basically have to maintain that level of quality, because let's face it, I mean, these are high value crops. And for a company to come in and try to cut corners and save a nickel a bag here and there, and then they fuck the whole program up, and then nobody buys it anymore. Now you own an empty skeleton of a company that once was something that people wanted. So that makes no sense from a business standpoint.
That's exactly right. GH and Vermicrop have never been under the microscope more than we are right now. So let us prove it to you. We will.
And there you go. We got some more questions. Hey, Eric, do you have any comment or any more questions?
Yeah, and so the proof is, coming from everybody in the suits of the offices and things like that is one thing. But, looking at social media right now, and it was brought up by some callers before, GH is getting tore up. I mean, people have bonfires with posters.
Yeah, Ross, that's a good point.
Haters gonna hate, player.
Ross says your asshole hurting.
And
Or are you wiping with hundos and it feels okay?
He doesn't have to wipe anymore. He doesn't have to wipe anymore. Someone does it for him.
Whether they're axe murderers or wife beaters or whoever these people are, they are part of the community and they are part of the business and the deal.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that are hurt, and maybe they ain't listening to the show right now. And it's important that everybody listens to the show. I've actually been putting it on Instagram and my feed and DSC and all that, so people can be informed. And I think it's great you guys came on. But is Vermicrop and GH giving flak jackets to the guys going to the garden shows and the barbecues and all that stuff? Or has GH been not invited to everything? Because I'm going up to Green Week and a few things like, some of these places where everybody displays their stuff, and I just feel like, it's going to be definitely kind of tough on the guys that have the feet on the ground, the sales guys and the people that are actually out.
Well, Eric, let's talk to the sales guys sitting over in the corner.
Devin.
Will and Devin. How have you guys dealt with some of the flack from the retailers, from the end users? You're on the ground. You're in the trenches. What's going on?
Yeah, there has been obviously a lot of flack and a lot of talk on social media. And, some of it's negative, some of it's positive. We take it in stride on a case-by-case basis and explain our point of view. The flack that we're getting is 95% from uneducated consumers, people that don't do the research or have a bone to pick, or the walk is a little too far from the couch to the ball on the computer, and they think a little too much. So for us and the sales guys on the ground, yeah, it's been difficult, but what we do is we tell them the truth. We say, hey, especially in the vermicrop case, what do you want out of gardening? Not just hydroponics, but the entire industry. Do you want to see more organics? The way to do that is to support us, to prove that there's money behind it, to prove these products work, and to influence these bigger companies in a positive manner. That's what you should do. Make your decision with your checkbook, not with your Instagram feed from the competitors.
Well,
and sure. And it seems
Devin,
like vermicrop isn't taking quite the lashing that GH.
No, they're not. Man,
GH badass as shit, bro.
Is much bigger. Devin, how do you deal with it on a case by case?
This is Devin from SoCal.
Straight into the mic, just like you told your wife on.
What up, Duffy Nation? This is Devin from GH, and it's a little bit different for us because I myself have had to talk a couple of store owners off ledges and stuff, but it's mostly from things they have heard from our competitors, and those competitors are the same guys wishing that they were in this position right now.
Right.
The same guys sending applications and trying to get jobs. So I mean,
See,
really, you can unfollow us on Facebook.
A lot of the criticism seems to be jealousy-driven or fear-driven.
Absolutely.
And
you read an article and you think you're educated now.
Yeah.
Well, reach out to us. Reach out to your reps that have always been there for you, the people that come to the stores, the people that do the customer appreciation days. Call us at Vermicrop. Call us at GH. We're here for you. We're the people that have helped build these companies, and we're still a part of it, and we're proud of where we're going. So keep coming to us. We're going to be here for you in the long run. I mean, talk to Devin.
Well, guys,
Devin's there.
People like Eric, people like myself, other store owners that are standing behind the company will continue to sell the products with a smile on their face. They are literally putting their dick on the line for you guys. So I hope you guys recognize and appreciate that.
We are putting our dicks on the line. That's the thing. It's not just the reputation of
bigger.
GH. It's not the reputation of Vermicrop. It's the reputation of each and every one of us.
I got a lot more to lose.
For us, it's worth vouching for.
Yeah, we appreciate your dicks on the line.
We are heavy tea.
They add up.
But
hey, right on, guys. I'm gonna go the baseball game.
Eric, get to your kids, man.
Freezing my ass off out here, but big ups to all you guys, and we'll see y'all soon.
Grass Valley, California. Grass Valley.
Vermicrop, my friend.
Light depths of future, right there. Forever Flowering Greenhouses. Check them out. You had something to say, Chris?
Yeah, man. This